Welcome back to Russia Madness. I know last week we had some technical difficulties. Just for canonizing it, making sure that it's been put to video. My cat was able to get behind my desk, knock over my router, and it slammed down on my power strip, which caused the battery backup to start siphoning while I was downstairs. This was like 30 minutes before the game, and it started siphoning from the battery immediately, and the thing was dead by the time I came up. So everything was shut off. I had to restart everything. We tried to run. There's like a minute-long video, which will be deleted in about a month. That's on there from that effort. Apparently, when he knocked the router over, it loosened the cord. I did not double check it, and my Wi-Fi was actually what was pulling. And yeah, it's just not enough. The Wi-Fi from the router that I got from the company that I get my internet from is not sufficient for streaming, and Roll20, and Discord, and Zoom, and all of the things. And here comes a little asshole now. She's going to jump on screen real quick and just say hello. Just wants to say howdy do.
I was telling your son again.
My evil son here.
Papa, I'm
He knows
ready.
what he did.
I'm ready. I'll get
knows.
behind the desk again.
Proud.
He knows what he did. He knows what he did. Well,
He's gonna go work on the printer.
He's gonna go on the side. He had plenty of printer time today. Plenty of printer time. My wife had some packages to send out, and I let him print them off.
Can one ever have enough printer time?
No, I guess not. Not when you're a cute little office boy. Okay, so to the points that matter. At the beginning of last session, which you didn't hear because it didn't happen, the game started where we left it off 2 weeks ago. So this game will start there. That's said. It's the middle of the night. The watches are currently in their spots, and they've rolled for the random encounters. One hit, and there was already a predestination for that random encounter that was determined by a previous random encounter. So in the middle of the night, Lose, looks like you're the primary individual who's currently awake. Astrogoth, would you be kind of staying up a little late? Because it's the first watch of night, so I wouldn't mind that so much. If you want to be active, that's fine, but if you want to be in bed, that's cool too.
I figured he'd probably be in bed.
Okay, then go ahead and just move him to a spot where he'd be sleeping.
I would, but I don't see anything on the screen, so
What?
it's role playing sleeping.
Oh no.
Is everybody else
Also-
seeing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, John, you gotta fix the Twitch.
Oh,
Not
did
on
everybody
our
get
name.
shifted again?
Already
Great,
scrambled,
cool,
yeah.
awesome. Okay, that's a problem that I'm used to and I'm okay with.
And Foxen.
So, Foxen goes where Tom's located. Tom is going where Jonah's located, which means Jonah's running the game now.
Oh no.
Haha!
Now I'm
Oh.
Jonah.
Damn.
I'd be okay with that, by the way. Again, I stress this every time the joke
All right, I'm
comes
Astrogon. What's
up, and
up?
I just want to make sure you understand. If you
You
wanted,
handsome devil.
if you wanted to take over running this game, I'd be okay with that kind of siege arrangement changing.
I would ruin the narrative, and I don't want to do
Whatever, yeah, whatever. It's fine. What I'm saying is like if you ever get the gumption, any of you lot, like to take the seat for your own thing or whatever. Again, I am more than willing to back down, as you'll see in December, because I think one of our Friday games is getting kicked to the side because someone's running me a fun game. Don't know for certain on the date yet, but we'll have that information out as it comes along. Jonah is not Zach. Foxen's in the right spot. Jonah's in the right spot. Elizabeth's in the right spot. Tom and everybody's good. Zach as well. Cool.
Yeah.
So, now the problem of Zach not being able to see himself. Let's see as to for why. Alright, we're all on the question
Nah.
body map.
Just wake up, Zach.
I'm trying.
How about now?
I see a red bar surrounded by darkness.
Surrounded by darkness. There are no... Now?
Oh,
No.
no, I can't see.
Let me refresh.
Oh, yeah,
I'm looking
I
through a
can't now
spy
either.
glass. I'm looking through a spyglass, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, you might need to refresh, because it looks like everybody else is good, right?
Once again,
Yeah.
I am now.
Okay.
I can see.
Yeah,
Weird.
for some reason...
I can see I can see blue, and then in the middle of the map, there's like a black square.
He's just walking into the
I don't know what's going
I
on with
wish
you, my guy.
I wish he's not cursed.
You're over here.
You just jumped out into the ocean.
Get back on the boat, Astrogoth. Okay, you're on the boat.
I don't know what's happening there. Maybe it's
I'll,
not
I'll,
loading.
I'll figure it out. Put me
Okay.
on a bed somewhere.
All
Try
right.
changing the map and coming back.
Let's see. He sleeps on the up here.
Oh, that's so
in the
weird.
front. And yeah, I'll do a quick snap out to the prime map, and then back to the Bonnie.
Okay, clearly it's me because when you moved me to the other map, I still didn't see anything. So let me work on that.
Yeah, and we've seen that one 100 times before. So
Close out of all windows.
yep, stop downloading the videos. Anyway, it's focusing up. So, Lose, as mentioned a couple times already, you do see that there is a mass in the sky, in the fog, that appears to be spider-shaped. It doesn't look like it has 8 appendages. It has 6, and they kind of markedly kind of look like they're at the front of this thing. You then watch what looks like a kind of portion of it, not a very large portion comparatively, break away from it, and this thing that starts dropping gives you an idea of the size of this thing. Whatever the spider size is has to be magnificently large, because the thing that descends is massive. It seems to be covered with kind of a
Fucking Christ.
greenish colored shell-like structure with orange kind of eye-like recesses that glow in an arcane way. There are strange kind of appendages on the underside that kind of move around like that of some sort of creepy crawler or insect or something to that like. And as it's descending, you can see that it's keeping pace with the ship. So it's not just falling, it's kind of falling and moving forward as if there's something kind of pushing it on. With your keen elvish eyes, you're able to see that the strange pod-like things on the back of it seem to be kind of pushing out air in kind of a rapid fashion that is kind of making it fly and glide through the air. You then see the back of the thing drop down and open up to reveal an interior that is very flesh-like and kind of almost like you're staring into the maw of the thing. And out of the back of it comes a creature no taller than maybe 4 feet tall. The creature in question's legs are spider-like, except for 2 that kind of run off of the abdomen of the creature and have kind of pincer-like appendages at the end, almost like claw hands. It looks like a ball of just fur, like a wolf spider or something, but ascending from the front of it is an eel-like neck with a kind of eel face with sharp teeth and kind of just a horrific kind of look to it. It looks out the back of the ship and in common says, "Ritkov, where is he?"
Who are you talking about?
Ritkov, the dwarf. Ritkov Okorn. The one with the big crossbow?
We do have him, right?
No. He was one of the options to be hired.
Oh, he was one of the options. That's right. That's why he sounds familiar. Sorry, lad. Not. We didn't pick him to come. He's back that way.
If you are speaking true, then you will not mind us scouring your ship for him. And you see a couple more kind of come up behind him and kind of like move towards the edge of the ship. And then you see a person kind of walk up behind them as well. The person looks like he's kind of, a person who might be in kind of a position of authority here. He wears kind of dark clothing. He has kind of black hair pulled back and tied in like a nice ponytail with kind of like, whitish sides. He's got a very well trimmed beard. Just a very, just cool looking guy. But the thing that you notice about his face is it doesn't look like he's showing any signs of emotion. And he's wearing this very strange black iron crown on his head. But he definitely looks like he's important looking, but the way he kind of just looks, like just a passive insight of 10 would tell you that he doesn't look like he's all here, right? They look down at you and kind of are descending towards the front of the ship with this ramp that's coming out the back of it, this jaw, so to speak. He says he wants to search your ship. Are you going to allow him?
Do you mind if I go with? We got a couple of the lads and lasses that are the.
You will submit to our search fully? If you do not, then you must issue forth a reason why.
We got.
Y'all gross.
Right.
Oh, well, that's just...
That's just mean. It's the popo.
You all look weird.
Hide my drugs!
You look weird. I can't trust you.
That's horrible.
Look, it's night, so a lot of our crew, they're sleeping right now. I don't want you disturbing them. We've had enough disturbances lately anyway.
We won't need to if he is not on board.
Will you at least make it quiet?
As quiet as we can. And he kind of starts moving towards the edge as it kind of descends closer to you. You can see Asilius is kind of not in the crow's nest anymore. He seems to have vanished. You do not know where he's at. But it does look like, Miavar is kind of heading towards you cautiously with hands on weapons. And Pedreg is kind of like in the back. It looks like he's trying to turn the cannon, but being kind of blocked by the just structure of it, only able to turn it like to the flanks. And he's kind of looking at it like he's trying to figure out some way to turn it
Roll to the
full.
stairs.
Yeah.
And yeah, the attendant, Orlandus's strong arm, the dwarf, he's cautiously kind of moving towards the latch to kind of open it and go underneath. And as he does so, you see one of them raise up a weapon and fire it. And when it shoots, it hits the deck with this kind of bluish energy that kind of splatters all over the place. And he kind of stops. And they kind of look.
They shoot at us?
They shot at the dwarf that was trying to enter into the ship. You shall not warn him, dwarf!
Look, he's probably just going down because he's scared.
Is this your ship? He points at you. Kind of like,
I'm the first mate.
I'll get a picture of these guys for you so we know.
I
what's
need
going
a
on.
picture because that description was wild. Like they're
Sure.
furry, spider legs, eel heads.
So yeah, that's what they look like.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
The Neogi are kind of they're a special breed.
I stand by my question of, are they from Gary? And also, no, you can't search ship. Y'all gross.
No, that's an Australian breed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
That's fair.
from Gary.
Yeah, that's from Middlelands, Australia. Or what's that really shitty city in Australia?
No, I've never been.
I
The
can't remember.
Underdark.
No,
Sydney?
no. There's
It's
another.
the foul deep, thank you.
No, there's one place, Aberdeen, I think it's called.
Aberdeen.
That's apparently a shithole out there. I don't know. I've never been, but it's what I've heard. Anyway,
Yeah, there's a bunch of ibis over there. It's bad.
yeah. He
Foreigner.
points to you with his weird claw hand and says, "Are you the owner of this ship?"
I'm not, but I'm the first mate, and you better not be shooting any of my people.
Drops down, as well as, hold on. Let me make sure this metric is accurate. Hold on.
Oh shit.
By twice your size.
Are we about to get a new ship?
As well as a whole bunch of them.
God damn.
And the ship kind of moves ahead a bit, but stays kind of grounded. Now, the one that's talking to you is not the one closest to you. It's this one.
In the back, of course.
Pointing at
He's
you.
in the back, like, ew.
Yeah.
Is he
And,
doing the Boa Hancock?
She's like,
oh yeah, he's definitely doing the Boa Hancock, but unlike Boa Hancock, the neck curves and kind of looks up. So it's kind of like one of these. And it's like, you! If you are not the
like a
captain,
Bon Clay hand.
then you have you have no rights to speak to me, a captain. I feel
Well,
like
he's-
you are attempting to challenge me, lass.
You are an expert in duels. I'm just saying, you know.
No.
Fuck him up!
I
Yeah,
may
they're
not
not-
be the cap.
They're not
Yeah.
chaotic evil. Like they seem to be kind of following like some sort of procedure. But yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Look, I may not be the captain or anything, but I'm the one that's awake right now, and he's not. Your people are shooting at my people. This is not your ship, this is ours.
You shall not be allowed below decks. Tell your crews as such.
They can do as they like.
No. I am
You
looking
wanna-
for a fugitive.
Well, he's
If
not
you are
going
harboring
anywhere.
him, then you are guilty of many crimes against the
We're
Neogi
not guilty of
expatriate.
anything.
Well then,
Well, that's not true, but
prove it by allowing us to search your ship without your crew going to warn others and use magic to chicanery our quarry away from us.
I really think you're mistaken.
Astrogoth is going to have
No.
such an interesting time waking up.
Ra-
Magic chicanery.
Radajon's in the chat. Wait, I've seen that ship before. Have you now?
Wait.
I think we've all seen this shit before.
Oh no, it's definitely
You
him
watched the Tuesday game.
Yeah,
you
if you
sure
watched-
have.
for sure. Good. You were saying
I lost my train of thought.
we did get distracted a bit there. Yeah.
Yeah, we did get distracted.
He said chicanery.
He said he's not going to allow any chicanery to allow. He doesn't want the dwarf that he's seeking to escape.
Well, he's not on here.
So you have
So I
said,
don't.
I am the prince of the skies, the master of the bastion of Tabernae. Do you believe me because I've said a thing, miss? What, were you born
no,
yesterday?
I-
By the scent of you, you're hundreds of years old. Don't be so naive.
I'm not being naive or anything.
rude as hell to smell somebody like that. What the fuck?
I know, right? I don't know how
Don't
old
smell
you
me.
are.
He
First
didn't
of all,
walk
don't
up
smell
behind
me.
her.
Rude.
I'm like, he's like behind a whole bunch of other people. It's rude to smell people. Is it? Like, I genuinely want to know, like, if you can smell them, like, is it? I don't even know.
You should know.
I
the
mean,
answer to
I
this.
think
You've been
it's
to a
rude
con.
to smell somebody and then say, "You smell fucking old."
You know what? Fair go. Yeah, you're right. I apologize, but this guy doesn't. He's an asshole.
He is an asshole.
Sometimes you have to roleplay
And,
assholes.
because he called her. He tried calling her out, being naive. Bucket.
Oh shit.
Challenged into a duel.
Okay, so when you challenge him, the instances here are going to be a little different than the dynamic kind of
Yeah.
ability, because he doesn't duel.
Well, he's a little bitch,
Right.
baby.
He smells like a bitch.
But what you are aware of,
And the baby.
and what you quickly realize he is also aware of, is there are certain rules to the challenge. You have challenged him. By right, he decides how the challenge happens, which he says, "Fine, I will allow you the guardianship of your ship and our quarry, if by sword you are able to defeat my champion. You do not have to kill him, Mine shall not try to kill you. If you fail, you are mine. And you will help me find the one I seek. If we fail,
Be able to tell him, but
if we fail, what is your desire? Keep in mind, one matter alone. My possession of you is my desire. Your desire for us is what?
to get the fuck off of this ship and leave us alone.
To leave you alone is the decision. Fair deal. And if I can
No,
find
it's also to get off.
Oh, well, yeah. Leave you
our
alone is
fucking
also
ship.
part of that, yeah.
Get the fuck out of
Let's
here.
just make this very clear. They're getting off our ship and leaving us alone.
Fuck out of here, creeper.
Get the fuck
And
out.
stop smelling us.
Okay, so if I can get this damn token to drop, I will be very happy. But so
He's
far,
picking a Tarask. That's his champion.
yeah, the Tarask is his champion. No, it's the dude who looked like he was cool. But
Oh, he's mind controlled. Uh-oh.
I got a cat. At least he's here and not behind. Oh wait, nope, I lied. He's now trying to roll over onto the keyboard.
He's got to be able to show us that.
He's the champion.
Yeah, he's the
The
champion.
giant kitty
I
cat.
could
You
take
gotta
Shibby any
beat this
day.
Kibben kid.
Yeah.
Kid.
You gotta show them kitty titties.
Oh, he doesn't have none.
No.
He's only got the soup. He's only got the soup.
It's all soup.
Only does soup.
Oh, look at that neck. Look at that neck roll. I want to eat it.
Why have you did this, Dad? I am so sorry, my boy.
Are we having a
Chomp
convention?
into it.
Okay.
Just a head floating above a white.
Oh my god. There he is. Wow, that was
Cat.
a lot of effort.
That one's toasted.
Oh.
Look at that toasty boy.
So he comes down. Like I said, he looks cool. I'll post him in the Discord. I can't quickly do the other thing because of everything that's been. But yeah, he looks like that. He hasn't done the thing with his hand or his sword yet. He will.
Cool.
So,
It will.
as this is a formal challenge and you're not using your use of challenge of steel, so you're fine there.
That's fine.
It's just a formal challenge. Challenge of steel you want to use during combat. Then you can grab
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
and pull them
yeah.
aside. But yeah,
There's
this.
just not like the option of like just pressing like duel.
No, yeah. It's just like in Yu-Gi-Oh. You just have to say you want that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Activated my trap card.
So by right of the challenger, as this is your home space, the Nyoji master says that you can decide to duel at any place you would like on this ship, or about it. Any place you want. Again, they can move off of that position. They just cannot leave the ship. But
Yeah.
the duel will start where you wish it to.
Drop kick him into the ocean.
This is a fine place to start.
Here on the front? Okay.
Yeah.
So the Nyoji will
Surrounded by spider people.
get the fuck out of the way.
Good.
Five
Back
of
up on the
them,
ramp.
or six
yes,
of them
they've
reboard.
already started doing exactly what I wanted them to do.
The five that remain, the two up front, look like they have very strange looking crossbows. You saw one of them in action. They fired that strange blue bolt that kind of dashed across the wood. You would see that the two behind them have strange looking alien kind of rods. They're kind of like organic looking, and they seem to kind of cap with like a weird like trifecta of claws, and there's like a crystal kind of set inside of that kind of headpiece. And then the master is larger than the others, and from what it looks like, his underside is actually kind of a bit more bulbous, but in not like in a single bulb. Like it's kind of got like, it looks like pods in it. Not knowing anything about the Nyoji, you don't really know like what that means. Miyavar will kind of move up onto the deck and kind of watch, similar spacing. The captain will continue piloting. Pedrag will have,
The captain.
or not the captain. Sorry, the quartermaster. Uh, Pedrag will have given up on the matter.
In respect.
There's a decent amount of commotion though, up on the top of the ship. And Pedrag is above you, kind of moving a big metal iron thing, kind of in a very horrific fashion that's not supposed to be done. So I'd like Astrogoth, Orlandis. I would say the dash against the ship would have caused some rowdiness. Everybody can go ahead and make a perception check. You are asleep, so you have a penalty, but I'll denote that on the. I've set the DC accordingly. So everybody who's asleep, go ahead and make one. Okay, so Orlandis, the sound above you is annoying, and it's not allowing you to sleep, and it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. Foxen,
Okay.
you are like many a rat. You have slept on a loud ship before. This is no different. You sleep through everything. Cassia, you awaken, hearing kind of the commotion, dealing immediately with the bolt that hit, and then it seems to dim down, but you can still hear yelling. That's not from voices you're aware of. And Astrogoth, you are also awake. The hum of the ship being directly above where you're located is just like something that caused you to snap to consciousness.
I was gonna say he probably like rustled his nose a little bit and then just woke up and go, oh, that smell.
Yeah, and you have Arcana trained, right?
No, I do not.
That's right.
I'm a weirdo.
What?
I'll go ahead.
I wouldn't smell them, would I? Because then I'd have advantage.
You don't have. I'd allow it, but a 15 won't change anything, unfortunately. I will say, Astrogoth, though, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, even though you're not trained in it. Okay.
Oh.
There's definitely a smell that's kind of present. You don't know what it is, but it's definitely different. It's
Well, out of two, it could be me.
Yeah.
I guess. I just have this terrible human nose, so I can't smell shit.
Can I grab my spear and my shield and just walk up to see what's going on?
Yeah. When you come out, you'll see, like, because you're coming out the back end, you'll see that the situation is unfolded, it's kind of risen up. You hear a voice behind you, Captain, hold. And then you hear, like, from across the way, yes, do as she says. We are busy with matters of import. So, rights of the challenged have been commissioned, site of the challenge is in place. The next part is set up. If there's any abilities that you wish to use pre-fight, such as setting a stance, or using a spell, or an ability that kind of has a duration, as this is not a extremely formal challenge, you can use any kind of buffs at this point. You watch him place his hand on his kind of gnarled looking, or place his sword blade on his gnarled looking hand and drag it across. You can see the veins in his hand pulse and blood start to kind of eke out of his hand. It seems to kind of coat the blade, and the blade ignites. And you can see that the drops of blood that hit the deck kind of spark for a second and fizzle on the ground.
That's really cool.
It's pretty rad.
Can we change our desire? We want him.
We'll see how it goes. Because we don't know how this guy's going to fare, right?
Yeah. He might go down in one swing.
Could be.
We're gonna go with it's really tempting. We're gonna go with Cormorant Stance.
Okay.
Do you want me to pop that into the?
You can if you want. I have an idea of it, just so you have it for reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Okay. So during the first round of the combat, and I have a pre-designated number set already on a piece of paper. You can trust me or not, I don't care, but I'm not trying to win this fight, I'm just trying to do the fight cinematically.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, at the first round of a duel, we determine initiative. So we're going to both roll initiative, and I'm going to set up an initiative chart. For those of you who aren't familiar with the dueling setup, we did a really cool practice run of it with our Patreon crew, where we basically just beat the shit out of every patron, built a character, and fought another patron.
We beat the shit out of each other.
Until we
Fucking
determined
fun.
the coolest
Great.
one is obviously a Zac. The final Zac was 2 Zacs.
Yeah. We
Uh,
found
The
out
only
who was
one.
the stronger Zach.
So you are
It was
actually
close, but
first. His dexterity is a bit lower than yours, and you can tell by his stance that he is a bit more physical a fighter. He's definitely going to outstrong you.
Can I use analyze on him?
You can, but keeping in mind with the rules, if you do anything to suggest to Lose that she's getting some assistance from that, that will count. Even though, I mean, not for the other people, but Lose's playing by the rules. Lose's not going to cheat, so she will definitely take penalties if she
That's
gets
okay.
help.
and then she
Should
will
try
fight
cheating.
you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Try it.
Okay.
Yeah, and since you know her long enough, you would know better.
Yeah. I just want to know
Okay.
for my own.
Perfectly fine. Initiative isn't terribly a matter other than when we come to like determining draws. Now, so what we do now, and like I said, I have already got a predetermined list of 20 numbers, 1 through 6. You're going to determine a number, let's say 1 through 6, and I've already got mine determined for each round. So on the first round, if your number is higher, then that means you are pressing. You are
Yep.
rushing forward. You wish to attack. You are decisive. If I have the lower, or you have, if you have the lower, that means you are watchful. The opponent will go first, and you will go second. If you are in a watchful stance, you gain no danger dice. If you are in a decisive stance, you gain a number of danger dice equal to the difference between the two voted numbers. So, for example, Lose votes for 1. This guy votes for 6. That means the guy would gain 5 danger dice. What are danger dice? When you attack during a duel, you can commit to the strike and say it is a decisive blow. If you do, you deal additional damage equal to the number of danger dice, which are d6s, or if they're different for you because of the duelist. That many dice are rolled in addition to the damage. If it does not kill them, the same number of danger dice are now added on to you. So you basically overextended and make yourself now in a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
Any questions on the duel? I know Elizabeth has a handle on this. She watched the whole deal, and she made it to the
I was
second.
in it, and then I've
Yeah.
also done this
Fair.
at least once before.
Yeah, once in game during the during the
The
Dennis
first-
Odvins.
Yeah. First half.
The orcs were the ones that died before you got there. Okay, so he can't use any effects that affect you yet at the start, and likewise, you cannot either. But I've got my number selected. You're just going to go ahead and say a number out loud, and I'm going to let you know
2.
what mine is. Okay, cool. His is 3, which means he will gain the difference, which will be... no, sorry.
1.
It's not the difference. It's the number
It's
you
the
voted
number.
for. So he's
Yeah.
gaining 2 danger dice.
Yep.
And I need to switch the music up. Sorry, that was the lead-up music. Now we're in a duel. So, of course. Twisted Force. Okay. So he will be going first. As a bonus action, he will use Blood Curse of Binding, which states that you need to make a strength saving throw, DC 14.
A strength saving throw?
You bet.
Oh, fuck. 18.
Successful.
Hell yeah.
You watch as he turns his twisted hand up and kind of grasps, and fire kind of oozes out of his hand. You then watch a similar burst kind of leap out at your feet, and you feel them grasp a hold of your ankles. You quickly shift to side and push them off of you. The Blood Curse of Binding does not take hold. That's his bonus action. Angrily, he steps forward, and you can see after that short spurt of anger, his face goes back to kind of catatonic, and then he moves in and attacks.
Not on top.
Okay, so a 13 to hit will miss. and a 25 to hit will succeed. He will do 6 slashing and 1 fire. Not the greatest of rolls. Okay.
7 total.
Yeah, would have been better if he had Blood Curse of Binding, because then he would have had advantage.
Well, he should get good.
Yeah, he sucks. Okay. You're up.
Alright, sorry, I'm right. I've been trying to read this. Okay. So we're gonna use our defender.
Okay. Are you, as a part of that attack, are you shifting any points off of his attack bonus and damage bonus to AC to make yourself harder to hit?
Sorry, what?
So with Defender, when you attack with it, you can
Mhm.
reduce the magic bonus to attack and damage and put that bonus onto your armor class instead.
Oh, that's how that works?
Yep. So instead of getting a +3, you'd get a plus either 2, 1, or 0, and then whatever number you subtracted from the bonus would go to your armor class. But you have to determine it when you attack.
Oh, okay.
So when you take the attack action, I mean.
I won't do that right now.
Not now. Okay, cool. 23 hits.
I'm too confused. Alright.
He takes
so
15.
That's 15.
Okay.
And then one more time.
Sure.
30. So 15 again.
Anybody want to spend inspiration or no? It's only 3 extra damage, but. No? Okay.
I have
Mhm.
inspiration. I'm not spending it.
Okay, cool. So 2 large hits.
And then, yeah. And then she'll.
I will let you know that you have bloodied him with the second attack.
Yeah. That's good. With just because it's new, the Sword of Sharpness,
Yeah.
I do. Is it 1 with the main hand and then 1
So,
with that,
no.
or is it 2?
When you
and
take
then
the attack
1?
action, you're going to swing twice with your main hand weapon. Okay?
Yeah.
Technically, you could do it with either weapon. It's just that it's going to be primary attacks, right?
Yeah.
Then, as a bonus action, using 2-weapon fighting, which is
Okay.
just everybody can do it. You make an offhand attack because you
Yeah.
have the dual wielder feat. You can do 2 medium weapon or 2 one-handed weapons. However, you don't have the fighting style 2-weapon fighting, which means it's just going to do its base damage. So yes,
Yeah.
you can make a third attack. It'll be with the sharpness at the
The sword of
highest level, the one that's at the top.
Yeah.
Correct. So that'll hit. So it's kind of like smash, kind of backing him up, and then just like a, and it kind of red lines across his face. Like that one's not super like
Yeah.
hurty like
I
the
still
first
like,
2,
though.
but yeah, it's just like a panache at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the end of the first round.
Like a flourish.
You were on the bottom, so we go back to voting, and I've set mine. So yours.
2.
6, which means he gains 2 more danger dice, and he goes first. Okay.
Okay.
As a bonus action, he casts a spell. You watch him kind of like twist his hand very quickly. It's like moving like one of those witch movies. And then you see a hex appear above your head in the shape of a pale white man with disembodied wings kind of flapping closed around him, and then kind of disappearing. He then attacks.
Battle card.
Yeah, we know who it is. I mean, 16, I believe, misses. Yep, and
Sorry.
23 will hit. So he'll do 11 slashing and 3 fire damage. Okay. And he is done. And again, he has a total of 4 danger dice at current. It is your up.
So it worked the last time.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
14, 10.
And before you determine, like, okay, so the first attack, we're passing,
Yeah.
you're not expending danger dice. Second attack, you hit, not expending danger dice, right? Or do you want to do it on your last one? That's usually the smart go-to, but you could miss
Gonna
it.
do him on my last one.
Okay. And last attack?
I believe in myself.
Okay,
14.
14 will miss.
Dang it!
Okay, so boom, boom, whoosh. and like this third attack comes up, and in that same play, he kind of drops low and it kind of swishes over his head. All right, that is round 2. It'll go to round 3. So we vote, and he is definitely very angry. You can tell that. So I voted for mine. You said 2 again. 6 is again his. So it'll be 2 more, and he'll go first. All right.
Mhm.
He is going to. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Take an additional 2 necrotic damage. I forgot to roll the hex damage.
Oh, right.
Sorry. It's a D6 fire, D6 necrotic at current.
You good? You
First
still
attack. Roll a D20 for me.
Ah, shit.
Okay. So
Nat 20.
he brings the blade in as you kind of sweep the sword of sharpness away, kind of stancing, and then like you kind of watchful look down at him as he angrily like rushes up. You bring the sword of sharpness down onto his blade, twist it upwards, and then smack the bottom of his hand with the other blade, knocking his sword up into the air and landing on the steps.
Oh, hell yeah.
He is going
You don't
to
need that anyway.
move away from you,
Oh
which
shit.
will provoke an opportunity attack to go
Yeah,
for the sword. Do you wish to
Jesus
spend your danger
Christ.
dice on this attack?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you wish to spare him, kill him, or knock him unconscious?
I'll knock him unconscious.
Okay. So as he turns about from you, you just kind of drop both pommels back into the back of his spine, and you watch as he just crumples, hits the ground, and the crown on his head flies off. The Neoji kind of angrily, "You win this day!" And then the 2 up front kind of rush out, kind of shouldering their crossbows, grab up their unconscious champion, and just kind of rush him back onto the ship. All of them kind of run back onto the craft very quickly, honoring the transaction. And the ship ascends back into the sky.
They leave his sword in the ground?
Both are left. Or no, sorry, the crown would have been taken.
Yeah.
That shit's important.
But
That shit's
the
I was about to say,
sword-
new cursed item, baby!
More items.
not a-
Jonah immediately puts the crown on before they can pick it up.
It's not a cursed item, but it's definitely an
Oh,
item
okay.
you would not want to use as a morally good person.
You haven't met Jonah?
I know what it is.
We're not morally good.
It is a crown of enslavement.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I
okay.
thought.
Okay. I
Do
thought it was
not-
new cursed merch.
Basically cursed.
Jonah is always neutral, put the item on.
Sure.
No, it's funny because the Tuesday game keeps getting cursed items, but they keep
know.
telling their Johnny, to not put shit on, and then Brent will watch it, right? Like he was watching it
He watches in the
Tuesday.
beginning.
But then he's like, "Oh, I gotta go play D&D," because he plays D&D
Yeah.
with Wombat, right? And so he goes and plays that. But like right after he leaves, like they just get a fuck ton of cursed magic items. And if he
Yeah.
had known about it, he would have been like,
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
why-
not even
give us-
using them.
Why
Give
not
us
They
me?
more
got a
cursed
wasn't it a sword or not a sword, a shield this week?
Yeah, so they have one of
Yeah.
the demon set. Yeah, they've got the.
Oh, cursed shield?
Well, it's a part of a set too.
And they're not even gonna use it.
It's a part of a whole set of armor, Jonah.
Yeah.
That's cursed.
I want a
We've
cursed
we've
item.
discussed
Yeah.
the gauntlets before. In fact,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta find Iron and Bond.
she's right there. She's right there. she's got them. So
Hey, yo, give me the gun. Let's not.
after the conflict and the ship flies off, the mist fades away after the next half hour or so. Orlandis, you're out there. Cassia, you would have been
Grabbing
awakened
that
and probably
sword.
made your way up eventually. Not quick enough to catch the duel. The Patreon does not get you cursed items. That's not how that works.
Why don't you make a $300 tier where that's a perk and see if he wants them that bad?
The gray order tier, the
You want-
the $50 tier, allowed someone to tell me what I'm doing for my next Patreon game. If he's like, oh, the next Patreon game is a Patreon game where we just run the Sunday game, but it's
I'll
run
get a course-
I'll get an entire set of cursed.
it's like oh god, what's the name of the mini game where Sonic runs through and like is collecting rings?
You mean the whole game?
No. Like when you. Shit. All right, you got me there.
Game.
You got me
Sonic
there.
2!
You got me there. No. You know, like
There's like the half pipe thing
Yeah,
that
the
he's
half
running
pipe,
down
you
for
know
the
what I'm
Chaos
saying?
Emeralds and stuff. I don't know that it had a name, but yeah.
it's that fucking mini game, but it's cursed items the whole way down, right?
I need it.
He'd still get it wrong. He'd say, oh, do you go left or right? Left. There's nothing over there. Sorry.
Man just roasted the fuck out of Sonic. I'm sure there's probably. Never mind.
Yeah, there probably is.
Yeah. You know, the Sonic. People searching Sonic in 2009 caused the.
No, don't do it.
Oh.
Don't do it.
Caused the
John,
inflation
No.
in 2009.
John,
Just Google Sonic inflation.
don't do that. Don't listen to him.
Not
Okay.
Please
not-
don't.
Anyway,
Jonah's too young to see that.
so Orlandis, you watched the
Yeah.
masterful
Christian Minecraft server.
duel completed. You see her kind of moving towards the sword.
Orlandis had no doubt in his mind that Lose was going to lose that.
Was
win
gonna
that.
lose that?
Sorry,
Lose.
win that. My bad.
Let's say lose? Wait.
Excuse me?
Mutiny! Mutiny! Mutiny!
Alright.
The sword is still technically
Challenge his ass.
burning, but not bright as it was. It seems to just be kind of slowly, its energy slowly seems to be kind of seeping away from it. The other thing you notice about it is that it looks like on the center of the blade, in the fuller on both sides, it has draconic writing.
Ooh,
Oh,
Draconic.
I can read that.
Well, Solar.
So yeah, it would say that the name is oh god, what was the name of the damn fucking hold on.
It says all that?
In Draconic,
How
yeah.
do you spell that?
imagine Dragon's like, I want to name this one around. I'm going to engrave it. He's like, damn it, what the fuck? He's like,
Yeah,
"Okay,
several
what the
long ellipses in Draconic, just dot 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 dot
For
dot
sure.
dot.
For sure.
fuck? I forgot.
It's funny that I mentioned Johnny earlier because
Very
I have to go to my
complex name.
notes with Johnny to find out the
Oh,
name of
God.
this fucking sword. And he'll never watch this because nobody ever
Don't
crosses
throw a bunch of cats to the moon.
except for Brent and Elizabeth, really. What are we doing? Obviously, there's a lot of content. I'm sorry. Don't feel sad if you don't watch all my shows. What is the name of this fucking
No,
sword?
you should definitely feel sad about not watching all of
I think its new name is This Fucking Sword.
This
Yeah.
fucking sword is
this
the name.
fucking sword.
But in
Yes.
Draconic for the
Food
class.
sword dagger.
Food sword dagger. Inspiration. That's inspiration. That's inspiration worthy. That's a
John,
song. Oh god damn it.
why do I have Battle Ergot as a language?
Yeah, I added that.
Oh,
Based
for
on
us.
the duelist class when it they released the Adventures in Rokugan book in Roll20. So I bought that shit with the last month's Patreon money and put it in this game so she doesn't have to go to my stupid handout and copy and paste wrong shit and then fight me about my stupidity, missing shit out that I didn't print in there. So she just has the class now, and you do too. And I figured it was she had a language she was supposed to get, and like the first thing I thought was Sylvan. But then I'm like, we just canonized her not knowing Sylvan. We can't give her Sylvan. So I was like, what other cool languages are there? And then I saw Battle Argot. I'm like, that'd be really interesting if
Oh.
Orlandis also has it, so that they have like that mutual communication. It's hand gestures and like signals, like you know,
Oh.
like this deal, like
yeah.
that bullshit. That's Battle Arca. So you know it, she knows it, and you can basically pass along like messages, full sentences.
Yeah, you know, tactical third base coach.
Nice.
I don't know why my brain went to third base in like a different context. But why would the coach be doing that?
Yeah,
Oh,
That's
no.
illegal. That's
That-
illegal.
that's a very elaborate name for a fluffer, John.
That's worth inspiration.
I'm out.
That's worth inspiration.
I'm out.
I mean,
Get in there, little Timmy. Get in there.
I'm just gonna.
No.
No. So the weapon is, according to it, is called the Searing Death.
Ooh. Metal.
Or the searing run off like a bitch.
Again, it didn't look like that guy was in like full control of his capacity. So, again,
He's saying his
Oh, but
controller
he's
was
controlling
unplugged,
him.
which is bullshit.
hey, I think you've. Never mind. I was probably the one who did it.
Mr.
Mitsurugida!
Ruby's too good for this shit. My controller can't be working.
Mitsurugida! Oboeduke!
I'm very
Unacceptable.
concerned for you.
Yeah. Well,
That's the deep lore.
some deep lore. Okay. Real duels. Orlandis. I know we've
Yes.
definitely gone on several tangents in the in-between, but I do want you to communicate with Lose if you wish to. At this point, too, you would notice as you're picking up the sword and it's kind of cooling off. Asilius never left the crow's nest. He's still up there. He just John Cena that shit. And it looked like everybody was, except for the dwarf retainer, was basically ready to throw down if shit went south.
That's my dude. Okay. So, passing my dwarf retainer, he's gonna pat him on the back. I'm gonna say, "You did good. It is okay."
I tried.
And then,
I tried to warn the others, and he points at the splash on the deck. It's still kind of glowing blue a bit, like the damage.
weird.
Yeah.
He's just gonna tell him, I thank you, but be safe next time."
He'll nod.
And then he's gonna walk up to Lose. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
So what?
He's not.
That's true. But what happened?
I don't
Exactly.
know. Some giant spider in the sky came, and then something released off of it. That little ship thing. It was very little though. Um,
Mm.
but it came down, and they're asking for that dwarf with the crossbow that was back in the town. They're very determined not to look through the ship, but once one of his minions fired off a shot, that was it. I couldn't do it. He was rude as fuck.
Well, I am glad that it did not escalate, and your dueling prowess is amazing, if anything. Do you wish to hold
Fine.
on to the sword, or are we adding that to the treasury?
I don't know. It might swing it around a little, then add it in there. Keep seeming to find swords. It's kind of nice.
It's a bit heavier than your other weapons. It is a long sword, so it does not use
Oh.
dexterity.
Mm.
But there definitely does feel like there's quite a bit of potency present in the blade.
Yeah.
It
If it is too heavy, she'd hand
But
it to her land.
you can wield it. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
It's not on the
she's
dex.
more of a she's more of a dex girl.
yeah.
She's a dexterity girly. She'd hand it over to Orlandis. Like, can you feel that? It feels nice.
Does it? It feels different from a normal longsword, right?
No. I mean, it feels longswordy. That's what I mean by the heaviness. It definitely has pretty good balance. As you kind of turn the blade around and look at it, Lose, do you say the name of the weapon, like to
Yeah.
him? Okay. So in Draconic, she says the word, and then after she says the word, she says what it is in the common tongue, which I had it. I said it.
Steering that.
The Searing Death. Correct.
Oh, death.
Death. Yep.
Oh, I heard depth.
But do you, while holding the weapon, like you're inspecting
I
it?
practice with it, just to see the heft and the, whether or not it's steady in my hand with the shield.
Do you do that
Say
Trevor
the
thing
name.
where you like say the name of the weapon while you're playing with it? Go kind of like, oh,
The
little bit,
searing
yeah.
depth.
Okay.
A little bit,
Wow.
yeah.
It ignites. It starts burning,
Oh,
just like the
okay.
guy had it going.
Oh,
Great.
this is not. I like these. He's gonna try to turn it off by saying the name again. Does it turn off?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it embeds into your hand.
Oh, oh.
That tracks. That tracks.
Stabs into his
The
foot.
weapon does require attunement for you to actually utilize the ability. The fire while burning didn't look like it was as heavy as the
Yeah.
guy had it, but for you, a light blaze that kind of brought a torch-like light. If you spend the time and attune to it, what you'll come to know is that it is effectively, statistics-wise, a flame
Mhm.
tongue and a giant slayer in one sword.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
what a giant slayer
as a
is.
bonus action, you can speak the word, the command word of the weapon. It burns bright, 40-foot radius light, and 40-foot dim after that. Deals an additional 2d6 damage while it is on fire until you either speak the word again as a bonus action, or you drop the weapon, or you sheath the weapon.
Okay.
You do not.
Yes, infamous giant tongue weapon.
Giant tongue weapon. A giant slayer sword. It's +1 to attack and damage rolls, just base.
But okay.
And or sorry, this one won't have that part. No +1 to attack and damage rolls.
No +1. Okay.
No plus
Okay.
one. With just the trait for the giant slayer. When you hit a giant with it, it deals an additional 2d6 damage. Fire for this one specifically instead of the weapon's type. And the target, the giant, must succeed on a DC 15 strength save or fall prone. For the purpose of this weapon, giant refers to the giant type, which will include ettins and trolls.
Okay. All right. Let me just add. I kind of want to keep it. I'm gonna add
Kinda want to
longsword to my inventory, and then
If
the
you add a
sword-
flame tongue onto your sheet and then just add the giant slayer language, that would be accurate.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll do that. But okay. And the flame tongue isn't like it's not +1, right?
No +1s. No +1 to attack,
Okay.
no +1 to damage. It's plus 2d6 fire damage while it's ignited, and it's plus 2d6 damage against giants, fire damage, even if it's not ignited, and it
Okay.
causes them to knock over.
All right, that is fucking cool. I like it. Okay. Let me just add it real quick. Okay. So I'm gonna take this and then I'm gonna put the
And
captain. No, I'm gonna keep the captain sword.
this party's already seen the kind of display of like giants and titans that kind of rose up against the dragons during the Dragon War, right? We've seen that. Yeah, you
We
saw
haven't seen it, but we saw that Titan.
Yeah, correct. It's the Titan corpse, the Titan bones. Yep,
Can I
correct.
add that separate?
Defeated by the
No.
Zixacol, which was commandeered by the dragons.
So it does automatically. It does an extra 2d6 if it's lit.
Correct. It's a
Okay.
bonus action to light or unignite. Or if you sheath it or drop it, it stops burning.
Okay. And then it does a 2d6 to giants.
Which is also fire.
Oh,
Okay. So based on your rolls, nothing else happens throughout the night. If there's no other communication, conversation, or anything happening there, I'll go ahead.
Actually, I want to stay up with Miavar throughout the night because Orlandis doesn't know that nothing is going to happen. So, just in
Oh,
case.
so you're going to sleep all day and no one's going to captain the ship? Is that the plan?
No. He's taking that level of exhaustion and he's
Oh.
staying up day and night just to be
Champion.
safe.
Okay. Um. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Take a level of exhaustion. That will happen. And as we switch into the daytime,
And, where
let's
is
see
my
if I can
exhaustion?
make it happen. Oh hell yeah. Okay. So we are on the map again. And we'll be moving a total of 5 hexes for day 2 of the travel. Because you left kind of midday during the day last time. And got caught out in the evening time. So moving on. 5 hexes. Or 2 more hexes for the night, which would have been a total of 5. We're good.
You know what? I'm gonna actually put the Elvish Spear in um in the treasury, in our little treasury room, or if we have like a weaponry room, I'll
Okay.
put it
An
there.
armory.
Alright, yeah.
Go ahead and give me 3d20 rolls. 3.
I'm gonna roll 1.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 18 baby.
So immediately after the conflict,
Oh shit, 2 18s!
into the morning time, um, you realize that there is a Denisotvan craft that is kind of overhead, that seems to be kind of following your line, um, and it kind of comes out of the clouds, and it seems that it tacks and changed course to kind of maintain a position above you. It is a sky ship. Okay.
Okay.
It's probably a good 300 or so feet above you, and it follows you for the better part of the morning before moving away. You then
Okay.
come to realize later on in the day, as it comes to evening time, that you somehow managed to catch up with it, and it's back out in front of you. Um, and it does seem that from your vantage point, from what you are getting from your very perceptive Castia during the day, and also Morrison, that they are watching you. It does seem like they are kind of keeping an eye on you. The ship does not change course beyond that. It continues moving inland onto the island of Ordris.
Okay.
But that is all.
Throughout that time, it was like watching us. Could I use my spyglass to
Yeah,
look to see
watch
if
them back.
there's, yeah, basically,
Uh,
just to see if there's anyone like looking out a window or over the deck or something.
They are looking at you via spyglass as well, and you would actually
Play what I
see.
do.
Hold on a second here. Bear with me.
Swear to God, if I see that guy,
No, you won't see a guy.
that dude.
Yeah. Like,
The dude,
Looking guy.
fucking guy. Yeah, it is.
Just flip them off.
A woman staring down at you. Why?
Oh,
There she is. Okay, cool, cool, cool. My handouts were being goofy. Dramatis personae. She would go under, let's say, miscellaneous. And show to players. This woman staring down at you, and
ooh,
based
That
on
lady.
based on her like stature near the others, she appears to be a solid 7 feet tall.
it's a
If
hot mama.
unless everyone else is like extremely short. She is looking at you with her spyglass, and kind of notices that you're looking at her, then kind of makes commands for everyone to kind of wrap up and maneuver away from caring about you.
Is it love at first sight?
oh. He just does a little
No,
arm side.
no. I just had a really funny comment from Chandler. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with Cumsley. Really cool guy. Added to the Patreon. Played in the Cyberpunk games. Probably going to get into some other shenanigans RPG wise, but I don't think Zach Wilbur is currently watching. But I kind of want to put it to the crew here because I'm curious. He says, I need an over versus under from you for how long you think it takes Zach to realize he is subbed to your Twitch because he bought him 3 months of sub for
Yeah.
my Twitch. And that's a really good question. I think it runs out before he realizes it. Like, I genuinely think it runs out before he realizes it. What do you
That
guys
would be
think?
funny. I'll give him a month.
All right, 1 month and he
I'll
figures
believe
it
in
out.
him.
He's a pretty smart kid.
Yeah, he's a smart kid. He might notice the
This
little thing
conversation
next to his name.
confuses me.
No worries. Sorry, it's just shenanigans. I'm
No,
also
I'm
There's too
like
many Zachs.
somebody bought me Patreon. I wouldn't
no,
know
not,
because
No,
Twitch
it's on
sub.
Twitch.
Not you, Zach. No, not you, Zach. Zach Wilbur. There's too many damn Zachs.
Too many Zacks.
Mm.
Hey, you have a Zack in each of your games.
I do have a Zach in each of my games. It is pretty wonderful.
But our Zack spells his name different.
Yeah, he is best Zach.
So,
So, the Dennis Hoffman ship.
I'm not giving the inspiration back.
The Dennis Hoffman ship moves inland. It seems to be moving towards kind of the Mount Ordris, which you people who have traveled would be familiar as kind of the main civilization point on the island of Ordris, which is that whole kind of center isle in the middle there. We'll move to it so you can see it. Ordris.
That's fine. They could do whatever they want over there.
Night falls as you're kind of moving under the bridge, just like it did last time, and yeah, nothing happens throughout the evening either. Just the Dennis Ottman craft. No,
This time, Orlando sleeps.
no bonfires, nothing crazy. As is. Okay, so moving through the next day, 3 more d20 rolls.
not me.
Who hasn't rolled?
I think both Elizabeth and I should be banned from rolling for these because we usually hit 18s or higher.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's just going to be Fox and rolling these. Doing
Go
great.
Foxen.
What a good lad. Right in
One
the
more
middle.
Foxen.
Doing great.
Yeah!
Foxen's
So-
in charge of rolling for these.
Your route,
You say that I'll get nat 20.
your route as drawn, kind of
Kraken comes back.
moves you through the same territory you were kind of maneuvering through when you fought the Pirate Lord. You would see the remnants of his craft in kind of like the evening time. There do look like there are still kind of cinders in the larger mass of the ship, but from the exterior, not so much. There are a few ships that are present that have their lights about, and when you kind of move close to them in the nighttime, they signal to you. Lose being awake, Cassia probably winding down as it's kind of getting not quite sleepy time, but it's getting there. And then Orlandus, you definitely went to sleep earlier because again this hard switch, and you were awake all day. The other ships signal like through lights, and they ship signals back, and according to what you were able to hear from the quartermaster to the watch out, is that the ships in question are from Uostis and are salvaging the remnants, what they can. There's also a smaller ship
For them.
that looks like it's just a personal kind of rowboat out here in the middle of the fucking like bay, like super far away from anything. And there's just a weird looking guy with a funny looking hat kind of just sitting there. And every so often, like as you're kind of maneuvering past all of this, you can see him kind of reach into the water and grab what looks like a person and pull it out onto his ship.
Does the hat look familiar?
Yeah, it's that dude from
Mhm.
the pillar.
Yeah.
All right.
How close is he?
Probably a few,
Hope-
like 100
Open
feet or so.
fire.
Yeah.
Cannons up!
Enjoy, motherfucker!
Take this!
I'm kidding.
Surprise!
Boo, you suck.
No.
Okay.
Get in the boat!
So day
Enjoy your tasty treats.
3, I think. Maybe.
Yes?
Yeah.
No?
Go ahead and
Yes.
give me 3 more d20 rolls, and we're maneuvering. This will put us close to Koanor.
I'll
Go,
do
Foxen!
Oh, lordy. 3.
Hey!
one.
Hey!
Oh, there it is! I told you!
Okay. So
This is going to be a very interesting day.
at the it's got its ups, it's got its downs. It's got its ups. So in the middle
I
of
knew it was coming.
in the middle of the day, you see kind of bright light, despite it being kind of midday. You see a bright light kind of appear above you, almost like a second sun kind of flashed above. As you kind of are confused as to what's happening there, you realize that high above you, there are a number of small little black shapes, and one of them seems to have caused that light, that explosion. Parts of what you very quickly learn to be a skyship start descending down and slamming into the water near and around your ship. And since Orlandis, you are currently active in the middle of the day, I need you to make a vehicle's water check with dexterity, or no, sorry, wisdom, being the ability score.
Okay. 17.
Sufficient. So these are coming down in a slow enough fashion that you can kind of tell where they're going to hit in the water. And you're maneuvering the ship as best you can to kind of steer clear of direct hits with the debris.
Okay.
As the skyship is hitting, you're realizing that it's not just like plunk down into the water. It's more of like a plunk and then pop like back up onto the surface. Like the skyship is buoyant. And as you're maneuvering through the space, you get close enough to some of the debris to be able to see things that are about it. It definitely looks like this is the skyship in question is of Denisov and make. You've seen enough of these things to fucking choke a horse. But
Is
you
it
see,
Silas? Sorry.
Silas isn't awake. No, it's Morrison.
Morrison? Okay, he's on the
Yep.
crow's nest. Okay.
And he would call out that it does look like one of the pieces has something worth salvaging if we can near it, and would kind of gesture off in that direction.
Oh yeah, he definitely tries. He tries to get near it.
Okay, so sufficient enough. You bring up some of the crew. Ravik, you kind of come out from the hold. Castia, you kind of are mingling about as people are saying it. In Astrogoth, you can see the wreckage of the skyship. Looking up, it looks like whatever battle is happening above you, it looks like they're breaking. So it doesn't look like there's a rout. It doesn't look like one specific victor has been kind of, is overly oppressing the other. It looks more like it's someone won, but they're not sticking around to continue the fight. And as you maneuver to this piece, what you're able to kind of see on the portion of it that's kind of floating there is a very strange looking kind of. It almost looks like a cannon, right? But instead of having like just a simple back end, it has a very large round kind of almost shell-like kind of structure on the back of it, and attached to that shell are these 4 legs that are clamped into the portion of the ship that's kind of floating there. And as you maneuver towards it, you're able to secure that article and pull it onto the deck. As you start examining it, you realize that the shell-like portion appears to have a hatch on the back.
A hatch? Oh, okay.
A hatch on the back.
Okay.
Yep. The hatch is locked, closed, but it does seem like it could be opened.
Was Matthias, was he day shift or night shift? He was night shift, right?
I think he's night.
Shit. I wanted him to take a look at it.
Womp womp. Do it yourself.
I guess. We'll try to pry it open. See what happens. I'll try to get a crowbar from someone and pry the hatch open.
It definitely feels like this is very secure, like airtight. And as you're kind of playing at it, you realize it does look like it has some sort of mechanism that can be jostled with, like if someone had thieves' tools. That might be like a more nuanced kind of effort to kind of
like our art lock.
The door.
Okay, so then I'll ask. Yeah, Frack.
Vravik, you are aware, having kind of been with these folks for a while, that Astrogoth is also keen on being able to kind of pick locks, based on kind of stories you've heard from people. Do you wish to have any help when you attempt to do it, or do you want to just go at it by yourself?
Sure, we can help.
Okay, so the two of you kind of meeting of the minds, kind of looking at this kind of different, not quite status quo lock, and working together, you're able to give him aid, which means that he'll have the 27 instead of the 14. And you open it up, and inside there's a dead guy sitting in a seat inside of what looks like a kind of small little, very strange-looking arcane cockpit.
We will.
Inside of the space, there are a total of 10 levers. Looks like they're set in a row, like in front of the seat. And it looks like they are all currently in a neutral position. Looks like they can each be like pushed either up or down.
Okay. We're gonna remove the body, loot him for any information on the Denizatvans.
Sure. So he's wearing Denisotvan like clothing. It doesn't look like he's wearing armor, because why would you,
Okay.
right? It also doesn't look like he has any weaponry on him, or any kind of gear that's worth anything. If you're familiar with like kind of old timey World War II kind of era like battle fortresses, like the gunner was typically just kind of chucked into the pit and kind of did their business therein.
He wouldn't have any orders on him, would he?
No.
Okay.
Verbal.
So yeah, we'll just
Say the orders.
we'll just toss him.
Yeah, just say the orders. To chuck the Denisovvan corpse, okay?
We'll just toss him out.
I mean, he is wearing a uniform. I don't know if that'll help you or not.
Would it fit anyone?
No. But if you were able to disguise yourself with a spell like Disguise Self,
That's
you
true.
wouldn't need the uniform. But you would have it to know what it looks like.
That's also true. Okay. I'll let Ravik strip him, and then Orlandis will toss him.
Probably over here examining this. Like, snapping his fingers. And
Oh, and sorry. One of the levers is actually it is up. It is the fourth lever.
Oh, okay. You know what? I want to get Ikentoth on this. Ikentoth, do you believe we can add this cannon to our arsenal?
Kind of floats inside and starts kind of fucking around with the levers because no one else did it.
And then suddenly he blasts a hole he has to fix into the ship.
So when he pulls the first lever, he pulls it down, and you watch as the legs kind of snap inside of the shell-like frame, and it kind of just drops and starts kind of like rotating on the deck of the ship. And then he kind of stops and floats the fuck out of it. Gestures at it.
I think we should wait for Matthias to take a look at it. But the main question for you, Ikentoth, is: can you attach this to our ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just pull the lever again.
Yeah, he reaches in and he pulls the first lever down, and the legs pop out. But when he pulls it, he pulled it down the first time. He pushes it up instead. When it hits the neutral position, the legs come out. When it reaches the up position fully, the legs are out, but out from the back of it extends a tail.
So it's mobile. Okay. Shit, that's really good.
The tail looks like oh god, what are those things called? Do you know the like swimming dinosaur tail?
Fuck if I know, man.
I guess it's kind of like a snail, but flat, like flat.
A Swimiosaurus.
Flat vertically. It looks like it's a paddle tail.
Oh, what's those real life animals?
Oh my god,
that have one of
it's
those?
the
Are you trying to call it a
platypus?
platypus?
Platypus.
Charlie the unicorn. You know what I'm talking about?
Leopleurodon?
Leopleurodon.
Pleurodon.
It's a Leopleurodon.
Magical Pleurodon.
It is a magical Leopleurodon. Leo. I'm gonna GIF search that. That's gotta have a GIF, right?
It's a
Yeah, absolutely it
Leopleurodon.
does.
Jesus.
Perfect.
Okay, one of those.
But like the
Got
tail,
you.
the tail of it.
Yeah,
If we pull another lever, do we get a kidney?
What lever do you want to pull?
please don't pull any levers. Please.
You're like, I was just joking.
We clearly
It
wouldn't
wasn't a
pull
serious
the
request.
kidney one.
There is no lever marked kidney.
Dang it.
In fact, they're all marked, but they're all marked with like weird Denisotvan words,
Fucking
numbers.
The language I should have picked. I'm kidding.
same. Oh man, I should have picked that instead of Dwarvish.
No.
Ugh. Okay, alright.
No regret.
So does anybody want to jump in and fuck around with the levers?
No, John. No.
Okay, fine.
Who are you and what have you done with Jonah?
Yeah, I know, right?
I
Man.
don't want to
Would.
lose the ship,
Or
okay?
you would do it.
Point it, turn it out to sea, and then pull the lever. It'll be fine.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. I'll drop my shield. No, I won't drop it. I'll put it away. And then I'll start messing with the levers. I'll start with the one that pulls out the legs.
Okay, so that's lever 1. Okay, so
Lever one.
yeah, you have the legs extended already. It's already up. If you push it
Oh, it's
down
okay.
to middle, the tail rescinds back in. If you push it down to the like in neutral position, push it down to the bottom, the legs all snap back in, and the thing just kind of drops. Now that it's stood up fully, like on the deck, it wasn't kind of just slid out onto it. It falls and kind of hits and just kind of lays there.
Okay, so then I'm gonna put it in the neutral position.
Okay,
Then I'm gonna
legs.
move to lever. I think it was 4 that he messed with that moved it.
Nobody touched lever 4 at all.
Is this
Okay, so I'm gonna go with 2,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna pull it down.
when you pull the lever down, um, nothing happens because in the neutral position it's already kind of locked in that position.
Okay, so then I'll pull lever 1 up, put the tail up or out,
Okay.
and then I'll put the second lever up, like
Okay.
all the way up.
When the second lever goes fully up, a panel in front of you opens up like like it almost opens up like an aperture, and you can see out of the thing. To the people outside, you see what looks like an eye appear above the long barrel snoot of the thing. So
Okay.
again,
It's just
Ju-
spooky.
picture it in your mind. It's a
Like,
big
that
like.
targeting computer. Let's go.
It's like the Iron Man thing.
Well,
like
no.
it gives.
Hold on. It's yes, but sort of. Okay, think of
Okay.
let's think of the construction again. Okay, because I don't have a drawing for it. I'll try and get one before next week. Before then, but yeah, I haven't drawn too much Dennis off and shit. It looks like a big like hermit crab shell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Out of the front of that hermit crab shell is like what looks like a cannon.
Yeah.
Okay. The legs come out of the hermit crab thing, and you go into the hermit crab thing, kind of, like in the back, right? And then on the
Yeah.
front, over the long barrel thing, there's now an eye outside. Looks like a physical eye, but on the
Yeah.
inside, you're looking through the eye like a window.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's
How
not.
many levers
okay,
were there, John?
10.
Hmm.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna go.
Yeah. Okay.
There's certainly a couple levers you won't see coming, but I think you know what's going on here, yeah.
We're gonna go with lever 3.
Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna
So-
go down.
So, when you go down, nothing happens from the neutral position that it was in already.
Okay. So then all the way up.
If you slide it up, 2 windows on either side of you open up so you can see out the sides of the shell. For those looking at the shell from the outside, there are now 2 eyes on the sides of the shell.
Okay. Lever 4.
Okay? When
We're gonna go.
Go ahead.
We're gonna go down again.
The barrel retracts, and it seems to just
Oh.
kind of shut off like an aperture itself when it comes back in.
Okay. So then we're gonna put it in neutral.
Okay?
It comes out.
Nothing happens.
Oh, the barrel doesn't come out.
No.
All right. So then.
when it hit, it went all kind of to neutral, but it left it in the state it was in before.
Okay. So then we're gonna pull it all the way out then, or all the way up.
The barrel extends.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So for now, we're gonna bring it to neutral.
Okay.
So it's or down. So it's in.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go the 5th lever down,
Nothing happens.
all the way up.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Back to neutral.
Okay.
6th lever
Okay.
down.
The thing starts walking forward.
Okay. And now we're gonna put it in neutral.
As long as you leave it up, or you said you moved it down,
Yeah. Moved it down.
it starts walking backwards.
Okay. So we're gonna put it. If it moves a few feet backwards, we're gonna put it in neutral.
Uh-huh.
And then we're gonna go the next lever, and which is 7, and then down.
You're going to push it down. Okay. It turns the thing 90 degrees to the right.
Okay, is that out to the ocean or to the landmass?
Let's say yes.
Okay, so then we're gonna put it back in neutral.
Uh-huh.
Next lever 8, we're gonna go down
Down. Okay. Nothing happens.
all the way up.
Okay. The eye light fixtures that are currently active, if any, unless you shut them all. Did you shut all the
No,
eye?
they're all up.
They all start emitting bright lights, like glowing
All right.
out like
High beams.
floodlights. 30-foot bright, 30-foot dim.
Okay. So we're gonna put it back at neutral,
Okay. No more
and
glowing.
then
That was 8. That was lever 8.
yeah, that was 8. And then we're gonna go back to the cannon one,
Okay.
and we're gonna put it all the way up.
All right. So lever 4 up, cannon extends.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go to 9, and then
Okay.
we're gonna push that bad boy up.
Nothing happens.
Okay, down,
Nothing
all the way down.
happens.
Okay, so we're gonna put it back into
Oh,
it.
sorry. Something does happen. You hear kind of like a whirring sound on
Oh,
both,
okay.
and it seems like the whirring on the down is going one direction, and then the whirring on the other is going another direction. But you don't know what it's doing because it's
So
not
I'm gonna-
doing it.
I'm gonna put it in up because that's away from me.
Sure, it's whirring.
And then we're gonna go to 10. Does it? He's gonna wait like a couple seconds. Does it like get more violent, the whirring, or does it like
Oh
slow
no, it
down?
stays constant. It stays constant.
Constant. Okay. So then we're gonna push the lever all the way up, the last lever.
Okay, so nothing happens. You do hear other than a click sound comes from behind you at the hatch.
Oh. So that was for the hatch.
And if you pull it down, the hatch will shut and lock.
Okay.
And you are in there by yourself. And no
Unfortunately,
one
the
can see you.
up position is broken on this one, so you're trapped in there forever.
Yep, you are now.
Go
You have
back
no
to lever
choice
5.
But to tell me what levers you're using.
We're gonna go back to 5.
Okay, you are
then
inside. You
press
are
it.
locked in. You are hitting
Yeah.
5. What are you doing? Pushing down or
We're
up?
gonna go up.
Nothing happens.
Fuck. Okay. All the way down?
You hear a loud sound. You then watch as what appears to be an indicator directly underneath the panel you're looking at glow blue.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost sounds like something is being shifted from inside of the space into a different part of the vehicle you're in.
Okay.
Mechanically, or just like out of character, it sounds like a big round was being loaded into a barrel.
Yeah. Okay. So then we're gonna go back to lever 10
Uh-huh.
and then press it down.
Okay. It's
The door
gonna
locks
it's
again.
gonna lock the door again.
Oh no, that's the door. Shit. Okay. Damn it.
Nine.
Which one was the fuck that
Nine.
did nothing?
9.
It's 9.
Still whirring. Nothing happens on those. Up and down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He knows. Just yell it into the thing.
One more time. Sorry.
Just press lever 5 up again.
All right. Lever 5 up again.
A massive blue shot fires from the cannon, soaring towards the shore, and hits with a massive detonation.
Ooh.
So to clarify, Jonah, pulling down on lever 5 loads it, and
And then-
pushing up fires.
Fires it. Okay. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, we're trying to write down directions. Like, what's these like
That
whatever
scene from Independence Day when he's in the alien ship for the first time. He's like, "Oh, I have it backwards."
who puts their stuff in verse?
Southpaw.
People who use Mac OS, evidently.
So we're gonna go back to 10 and open the hatch.
Yep.
And he's also gonna put the levers back for the eyes and the
Yep.
and
So those of you who are older D&D players would recognize that this appears to be an apparatus of the crab, but it's known as an armament apparatus.
that's what I figured it was.
It functions the same, except that 5 and 4 instead relate to the cannon instead of claws for the vehicle. So after
okay.
experimenting with it and arcanaing it and checking it and all that, the one that you aren't sure about that we're going to clarify is 9. If you have this vehicle in water, it will sink 20 feet on an up position 9. On a down position 9, it'll rise 20 feet.
Oh, okay. So it has the capability to travel or like traverse in water.
Yep, and can maneuver on ground as well, as you
That's
were able
fucking
to kind of see
awesome.
with.
We have 1/5 of our Megazord now.
So we don't.
We are almost there.
We don't even need to bolt it to the thing. Okay.
But again,
does it?
this kind of device, just to make sure it's very, very clear we understand, like these are not uncommon amongst Denisot and sky ships and
Mhm.
boats. So
That's fucked up.
we understand that these cannons are not like rare to them. Like they might have 2 to 4 on a boat, or
Yeah.
the same on a sky ship. And
That's
who
fucked
knows?
up.
That's unfair.
Can we does it
How
look
many rings of wishes can we have then? This is
Bullshit.
does it look like it can fit in our hatches, like if we bring it below deck or not?
No, it is not leaving the top of your ship.
Fuck.
Yeah, it looks like it is a large size creature.
Mhm.
It can hold one pilot, period.
Okay.
I would say maybe a small creature could fit in there with you, like a goblin or something. But it's going to be one person in the seat, manning the levers, and performing actions with the armament apparatus.
Okay.
it's heavy as fuck, as we discovered.
500
Traveling.
pounds.
It's not in danger by being on top of the boat.
No, I don't want, like, if we run into Denizatvin again, I don't want them to be like, hey, that's our shit.
You just put a tarp on it.
That's also true. Okay.
Put some paint on it.
Just
We're not friends with them anyway.
who's got the?
Yeah,
just
hold
have
on, wait.
just have
They're like,
Astrogoth.
"Oh, my God."
No. Just have Astrogoth stand in front of it, below.
I was gonna suggest that we paint it to be
like-
like Ickenthoth. Like, we just make it look like Ickenthoth, just...
Just a big version of Ickenthoth.
Yeah, right.
Giant eyeballs.
Right now it's kind of like a cold gunmetal, like grayish black, like color, the whole
I
thing,
like that
with
color,
like a nice
though.
kind of shine to it.
I'm gonna leave it that color.
I'm gonna have Astrogoth gussy it up and make it look fancy.
It's already fancy, though.
Well, if I can see myself in it, then it's as fancy as it needs to be.
It's kind of shiny. Yeah, you can see a bit of your reflection on there.
So then for now, if we have a tarp, I'll put a tarp over it. And then I'll wait for Matthias to wake up so he can understand it, or get to understanding it.
As you continue out the day, kind of focusing on this and then switching back to your tasks, do you wish to have anybody man the gun, or be close to be able to kind of get in the gun?
Um,
I'm the cannoneer. I'll man.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So,
play around with it.
Orlandis, you already know how it works. Orlandis will tell your character. These are the levers.
Let me explain it to you.
Walk forward, walk back, turn left, turn right, go up, go down.
For the time being, hold on. Qualish. It does not have a token for it. I will basically we're putting this on the front of the ship, is that right? Like here?
Where?
On the front of
Yeah, we're not.
I
Yeah,
thought I
no.
pulled you with me, but I did not.
Nope.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
like around
Yeah.
here.
Got you. Okay, so for the time being, we'll just use
Wait, that's my dueling spot.
Can walk away when you need your dueling spot.
That's my fighting spot.
Duels have been considered
You have so much
obsolete.
more room.
We have a cannon.
There's so much room.
We have an energy cannon. What you'd be able to figure out, Bravik, as you kind of explore and kind of understand a bit about it, it doesn't have infinite ammunition. No one would expect that. It looks like it has a silo inside of it that stores 50 rounds, and it currently has 23 of them remaining. That's after the firing, so 24 is what it had before someone shot one.
We
Can
could use it.
I examine the rounds? Can we make them?
So yeah, looking at them, they appear to be arcane in kind of nature. They seem to be a storage kind of containment for raw arcane energy. Go ahead and make it's kind of a reverse engineering here. So you can make an Arcana roll. You can make a Ninja Tools roll. I would say kind of like it's an explosive. You might be able to reverse engineer it there. If we're just going with a raw 14, that's Thieves Tools. Never mind. Those two are your options: either Arcana or Ninja Tools for you.
What would I use for ninja tools?
So
Wisdom?
I would say intelligence. Okay.
24.
So, what you would know is that if you expend a shell, so you have, from what it looks like, when the shell was fired, it kind of just dropped it out like a little like nugget. And apparently, when they were
Yeah.
firing them up there, they kind of had them on their ship, so they're kind of scattered to the winds. So you have a total of 24 shells, one being expended. But you feel like if you were able to have someone with spell energy basically focus on this item, they could pull spell energy out of themselves and put it into the shell. And as you're kind of as you're explaining it to the others, basically to fill one shell with enough energy to shoot it, you need a third level spell slot, a second level spell slot, and a first level spell slot, or 3 first level spell slots, equivalent to 3 levels worth of spells.
What about an arcane blast?
Won't work. You would need to basically sacrifice spell slots to fill the ammunition.
Yeah, see, I need you to cast Moonbeam and try and put it
Yeah,
into
that's
the
what I was about to
shell.
ask. When you
I
say
want a
spell
Moonbeam
slots, does that
shell.
include divine spell slots or?
Any magical energy whatsoever. Denisophans do not delineate between the two. Because in olden
Okay.
times, there was only wind.
Yeah.
There were not
Yeah.
light and dark winds.
They never mind.
And Denisophans use old magic.
They seem very old-fashioned.
Ye old.
I wish I still had. I had one at the beginning of the session. I don't have it anymore.
With that info, I think Castio would try to refill the spent shell just to.
You want to do it
get
right
that.
now, or do you want to wait until the end of the day?
I know what's coming, and I think from a role-playing perspective, Curious Castio would still,
Do it
in the moment, want to.
You're tempted to like,
So you have a reloaded round, and again with your reverse engineering, you're able to reload the 24th round. And basically, you see that when it fires, it basically just kind of drops them like nuggets underneath the apparatus.
put a bucket in there.
Yeah, it has to expel them. So yeah, you can try and figure out a way to kind of set it up so that they stay with it, but yeah, it looks like it kind of discards them.
rig a net up underneath it.
Yeah, and what you would note too is it does look like it kind of left like a char mark on the deck. Like, so they're hot when they come out, is the point. Okay. The 20. Someone roll a D100.
Not me. Not it.
And I'll move us back to
I'll do it.
the map for a second, I guess.
I'll roll it. Oh, never mind. I won't roll it.
What we get?
14 to
14.
14.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not a one where, crazy
Murder.
psycho man
You know
shows
what?
up and murders
Just-
all of us again.
Just to see how bad it would have been. There we go.
Did you roll a D1? Oh.
That would have been hilarious.
Alright. Random encounters on the ocean.
We don't want that one. We don't want that one.
We don't want that one. That one doesn't count. Delete it.
14. Okay.
Oh no.
Nothing
That's
happens.
bad. Oh
Nothing
god.
happens.
Okay. So,
Nothing happens that you notice.
as I mentioned on the map before, you're moving near to Koanar. Do you wish to engage in any kind of activities, change of courses, or anything that you wish to do? I'm going to go ahead and say that this will be the space that you're in before that 20, okay? And I'm going to remove your route. But I want to make sure I ask this question of you so that you are the one who is stringing yourself up and not me. I'm not just forcing bad stuff on you. So I want to be sure. Koanor. Do we remember what Koanor is? Do your notes have it?
No.
Does anybody want to tell Jonah what Koanor is?
That's the
See elf place.
sea elf place.
Oh,
yeah.
the sea elves.
Right.
We might want to avoid that.
Yeah, you know what?
For reasons.
We're gonna move up a hex.
Okay, so you're not going to
To-
move near it, like your
No.
original mapping showed you doing. Okay,
Yeah, we're gonna go way.
great.
We going into deeper waters.
No, not the deep water.
When you get further out to sea,
Mhm.
and it's definitely the first time you've experienced this fully, um, you definitely have quite a bit more waves. There's a little less control kind of present that you had closer to land. Um, and it very much feels like you are being kind of moved in that way. It almost seems like it's very hard to maintain your course, especially after hard tacking as you did to kind of sail northward. So, what I need from you is a vehicle's water check, Orlandis, for the remainder of the day.
Okay.
And that's not too long, but it's enough to kind of cause some problems.
Okay.
It'll be with strength.
Okay. 16.
So, you are not able to get your bearings very well. You know for certain that you have been knocked off course. I'm not going
Okay.
to move you on the map because you do not know where you're at.
Okay.
As nightfall begins to hit, you pass the keys over to the quartermaster. What do you say as you.
Um,
Or, sorry, no. The quartermaster is night. Yeah, she's nighttime.
she's not.
Yeah.
I let her know that, to avoid Koh-i-Noor, we went, northward, but, we might be a little off course because the waves were a little treacherous.
She kind of looks around, looks up at the sky, looking around kind of very studiously. She nods. Um, Lose, can you hold the wheel for a bit? Just keep us on the current course. Don't change it. I'll be back. I need to run some lines.
All right.
She
She'll
heads
hold the wheel.
back into the captain's area as Orlando's kind of situates himself on the bed. She's kind of at the table, kind of drawing and patterning. And it seems like there's like a moment where she starts writing stuff down by hand, just very studiously, kind of seemingly redrawing the sky that she saw above her, or whatever she saw in the sky that she was looking for when she did. Um,
If she's working with navigator's tools or
she is.
cartographer's tools, I can help.
Yeah. Absolutely. More than fine. Um, she will have advantage. Let me see if I can't get her to roll it. You know who wasn't put on the ship, and I just realized they weren't even on there?
Ooh.
Wow. Ballville and her kids.
Left
They,
them there.
I was wondering where
Left
they
them
were
in
at.
town. Bye.
I'll get them on the ship here in a second. I have the tokens and I have everything set up ready to put them out there, but for some reason,
They're with us, okay?
yeah, they are for sure.
With us here.
So Hanild is making an
This treacherous water.
ability check. She does not. NPCs don't have tools. It's not a thing that they do. So
Oh.
it's not something you put on their sheets. But she does have training in several of them. So instead, she will be utilizing. It's the same roll as this. It's the only skill that I have that's equal math. Okay, so she starts planning, and then she gets back out on deck, and then she will pretty much going to make a check, and she is maintaining the course that
Hey.
she has
Nice.
determined. So again, we don't know exactly where we are until we do, because we're out at sea and we're navigating by the stars. So that said, you're 20, and the resulting thing, because you maneuvered away, won't happen, but it's still a 20. Give me another D100.
I'll roll it.
Okay,
28.
that's fine. And a 28 will do. Cool.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Okay, so when you
know,
get
right?
to this point, you would find that there is a very kind of strange sensation that comes to the crew. It's not as weird as the ghost boat, but it's definitely eerie. There's a very bright blue glowing surface to the water, and it seems like the reflection of the waves, now quite more still than they were earlier in the day, seems to be kind of showing the moon in this very kind of strange blue light. Looking at it more closely, you also see something else that's kind of in the reflection and in this kind of eerie blue glow.
Blue glow.
Blue glow.
Blue glow.
It doesn't sound very satisfying at all. What you see appears to be a very small, like, planet in the reflection that's like a
Oh.
pinkish color. And it seems to be kind of like on or near the moon.
Oh wait, no, this is nighttime, right?
Yeah, dead of night.
Oh, I'm asleep.
You're
asleep.
unconscious.
Oh,
Yep, it'd be Lose who's kind of mainly
I
out
got
and
it.
about.
Sorry. It's just an eerie blue glow.
You did it too.
I'm sorry. What?
Wait,
No,
did you
I-
do it? Did you do it
No,
right?
I didn't.
She
I
didn't
said
do
it
it.
right.
She did it right. She did it right.
I don't know how to say words.
He's squishing.
What are words?
So,
Um,
yes, if you have nature trained, you can make a nature roll.
I believe I do not.
Okay.
Sorry, hold on. Double checking. Yeah, I don't.
Okay. So you would know the crew members. I mean, if you want to talk to any of them regarding it, see if it's something that they might know about.
Would a Silas be familiar?
Up in the deck, are you going to yell up to him and ask him?
Yeah,
Okay.
like kind of like point it out.
You would say, it's Angel's Glow. It's fine.
Just leave it.
There's nothing we can do about it, really. It's going to make it hard to see stuff. If you want to collect some of it, I mean, I know that's some alchemist's favorite.
How do we collect it?
He gives you a just genuine, the most genuine, fuck if I know gesture.
They're both on the deck.
Hey, what that is?
We'll just leave it.
Okay.
And just continue.
Okay.
I
So,
suppose.
in the morning, when you come to, everyone kind of paying attention to the situation, what you'll realize is that the ship's hull seems to now be incandescent. There's like a glow to it on the exterior that seems to kind of linger on the wood. Honnold would not really have much to say about it. If anybody has, once everyone's kind of waking up, if anyone has nature trained, you can attempt to roll to see what's going on here. But, yeah. Okay, look, Mr.
He wants all the attention.
There. Got some pretty serious purrs. Nobody has nature trained?
No.
Wow, okay.
You're no druid.
We no damn
Oh,
druid.
yeah, I do. I do actually.
Oh, yay.
Hey.
Oh, really good.
Hey,
So,
excellent.
you would know that Angel's Glow is a natural ingredient that if you can get a flask of it, it's worth about 20 gold pieces. It's pretty common, right? But if you apply it to a wounded creature during a short rest, it cures the creature of a disease that it was most recently afflicted with. And it can be used as a part of some recipes, but you, again, are not an alchemist unless you are an alchemist. So
I explained that and mentioned how the curing the last disease that you've gotten has earned this stuff the nickname of the Bard Tavern Crawler's best friend.
And so you would also know, with a 17, that there are rare occurrences where what is known as an angel bloom happen deep at sea. And what ends up happening is a very large amount of this algae becomes kind of present and if ships are to run through it, they become luminescent, just like angels glow. But with it comes an additional problem.
Oh no.
It puts off a scent and also a visual kind of indicator for other marauding creatures, specifically seafaring, like predators, that you are kind of really extremely delicious and edible.
Fuck.
Yeah. And during the day, the thing that very strangely happens is you see to what you think is directly in front of you land.
Nice.
Very craggy looking, like cliff face, well off in the distance.
Don't like that.
I'll use my spyglass.
Yep, and you'll use your tools. And if the two of you would like to coordinate together and work on your navigator's tools, you
Oh,
yeah.
certainly can.
Yeah, here we go.
I
We're
can
gonna do
help
that.
with that.
Okay. What attribute am I doing?
This will be a wisdom because you're perceiving. You're trying to figure something out.
Okay.
And I don't need to roll anything. I'm
Yeah,
just
you're just
helping
helping.
him.
Yeah.
20.
So you're able to track where you are by mid morning. This is where you are by mid morning.
Oh, Jesus.
So it
Okay.
seems that throughout the course of the night and a bit of the morning time, you were just sailing off to the northwest.
Okay.
The cliff in front of you, you're not able to see much up on top other than a weird kind of squarish looking structure, right? The cliff has a number of just dangerous looking crags, and in those kind of jutting up teeth of rock, you can see what look like remnants of ships kind of all throughout.
Mm. Okay. So I want to steer the ship
Yep.
this way.
You do so with well enough time to kind of maneuver away from that coast.
Okay.
Nice.
So for the remainder of the day, with go ahead and roll your 3d20s. For today, you'll be moving kind of
Over a 1. Oh, yeah.
cool.
Got 2 big
I guess I'll do it again.
Just gotta believe.
Hey!
In the heart of the cards.
Who
And
wants the last one?
one last one.
I'll do one. I'll do one. And
Got a
fuck it up.
2, a 4,
Oh,
and
yeah,
a
we are.
3!
Yay!
Doing great. So through the remainder of the day and the night, you manage to make it to there, and you're moving alongside these coasts. As I mentioned, the crags to where you were heading to, like almost like you were directly going to, those crags were filled with ships. The crags you're kind of moving past, or sorry, there are no crags that you're moving past. It is just a cliff face. It ascends somewhere around 80 to 120 feet at its highest, and it appears to be made completely out of like solid stone, very solid stone, granite on kind of lower levels, kind of less hard but still pretty hard stone at the higher levels. You would see that throughout, as night starts to fall, that there appear to be small little kind of like glowing embers from this distance in the cliff. And the more perceptive of you would know that those appear to be small little caverns kind of on the cliff face that seem to be hosting individuals in them.
Oh.
Checking your maps and kind of in the kind of crossover stage with Honild, she would note that you do have a sufficient amount of food, but because of the kind of deviation, it's not a profoundly smart idea to continue on straight to Penford. It might be wiser to try and find a settlement to stop, especially if there's, folks on the ship who are, you know, weary of the travel, which Blothild and the kids are kind of keeping low. Like the kids are not doing well with traveling on a boat thing, except for the boys, the best boy,
Our
Sarth the
boy.
Dragon Slayer.
Sarth the Dragon Slayer. He's doing great, and Blothild's doing okay. But the kids, they're not doing great. And Blothild's kind of babying them for the most part. So Sarth is really the only person who's been added to the roster, so to speak.
Okay.
on tasks, and he kind of works during the day, um,
Do
hanging out with Castia, playing
do we have
hacky sack.
They
do we
buddies
have
again.
enough food to make it to
You,
sword break?
yeah. So you bought a shit ton of food. There's no food problem here. It's more or less just like a. We've been at sea for 5 days, and we're also kind
That's
of
fair.
pretty well off course. Like
Yeah.
it,
That's fair.
it's
You
troubling.
you
Yeah.
gotta put your feet on land every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get weird.
So
And it
Orlandus
would
would
be wise
ask.
to clean the ship.
Also true. Orlandus would ask her, do you wish to continue on to sword break or
Well,
stop a little earlier?
I think we should get our bearings. If we have a problem with certain members of the crew traveling around Ordris and Koanar, it might benefit us to kind of keep to the north, um, and keep on the northern coast.
Mm.
The issue we would have is as we start moving ahead, we're moving into very unknown waters. The climate of the conflict between Penford and Ionis is unknown to us. We don't know if we're going to be maneuvering into water filled with crafts that are shoot on sight, or more pirates, or what have you. We don't know what we're sailing into. So, if you wish to have a night like last night, every night and every day, we can do that. That's not a problem. I don't mind, but I'm pretty sure that other folks wouldn't mind a little bit of R&R, a little bit
Mm.
of shore leave, a little bit of time
I'm
on the
whoring.
ground. I mean, I know we haven't been out for longer than a couple of days, but those new people you brought on board don't seem to be doing too well at all. Um, so it's up to
No,
you.
I see your point.
Sword breaks a day out,
Maybe.
day and a half out. So that
Mm.
means we'd be a week at sea, or a 6 day at sea. It's more than
Mm.
fair for us to continue on. But again, I would rather have information about what happens in and around, um, you know, the Raman and uh,
Well, like
Savade.
around here, there like coves, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like around here. Okay.
But they're not.
Mm.
If she kind of brings it to your attention, I am not familiar with the lights there. I don't know who lives there, so I wouldn't suggest us going and checking that out unless you're, you know, looking for a fight or a
So
potential fight.
he's gonna point out here. What about here? Do we
Um,
wish to stop here to gather some information?
I don't know if there are any settlements there. On our map, we don't really have much of anything. We could definitely sail close to the coast and see what we can't see and make a stop of it. But the only place that I am aware of, and I know for certain, probably won't cast us astride, is Swordbreak.
Mm.
Decent enough sized town. They aren't terribly fond of the Denisotvans. Last I remember, but that was again 8 years ago. They are not terribly fond of the conflict between the Ionian riders and Lavinia. They definitely don't like the conglomerate after many decades of problems therein. They are their own city state, and they may be a little bit more understanding of us entering the town, and again, more mercantile in their transactions with us.
And they
Hmm.
have sword in the name.
And they have sword in the name.
Oh, I think
The second
especially
Leslie steps in and all of her swords shatter. No!
No!
It was in the
His
name!
name!
I think it would be best to continue close to the shore and well, not close to the shore, but a fair distance away from the shore and go to sword break. Even if our crewmates will not like the long travel, but I think it is safer. So, like, I wanted to do a
Draw it
sword.
out.
Okay. Polygon, and then I go here. Like I would say, like
Can't
right
see it
there.
until you
Like that?
finish it. You have to escape to drop
Oh,
it.
okay.
Okay.
Do I drop
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, works.
Okay. So then we got 2 days worth of travel, and you'll arrive kind of later in the day in Swordbreak. So go ahead and roll me. It'll be a total of 5d20. Go ahead and give those to me, and I will start setting up for our land excursion.
Oh
It's
no.
great. It's great.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
Just going down. Just keep going.
All right. It's okay. It's okay.
9.
All right. Better.
7.
Better.
Roll the d100 again, Jonah.
Okay.
And
81.
Can I
oh,
give the captain the luck stone?
that's so
Can I
lame.
get the looks?
That's so lame. You literally rolled right out of the box I was interested in.
Oh,
Oh no.
yeah.
But this
Good
box
is the
this box is easier, so that makes it, I guess, nice.
okay.
71.
You rolled into the everybody dies just from looking at something
No.
box,
I'm
Jonah.
a Medusa box.
71 through 80 is Sahuagin Raiders, which again I always love. But
Yeah.
and it would have been fitting with your history. But
True enough.
81 through 90 is less fun, but ultimately more worrying for you as a crew. So
This doesn't sound good. What?
Early-
No.
early in the day, you kind of sail up and in towards the coast a little bit based on your mapping here. And as you kind of do so, what you very quickly realize, being the one who's piloting in the morning, Hanel's asleep, you have run afoul. You've definitely done something that is very much a kind of novice maneuver. And you can hear Morrison yelling out as it's happening, like to steer clear. Go ahead and make me a vehicle's water check using dexterity as you try and steer away from.
Losei can't help me, right?
No.
Okay.
'Cause you got your hands
15.
on the wheel.
15.
So I need you to do me a favor and roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
That's fine. Roll 8d12.
I don't like that.
I'm so sorry.
Oh
And
shit. 59.
59, you say? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Dang it.
How did you hit an iceberg? It's pepper.
It came out of nowhere, you guys.
Where is it?
Astrogot
As you got
nailed it.
as you got to be around the fucking deck playing music.
I don't
Run
like.
over.
I don't know if again. I'm not set on it yet, but I don't know what my opinion is on their compendium. It's really like they updated it. I don't know if anybody else did the update or not on Roll20, but
I think I did.
Yeah.
it has been very
Yeah.
annoying.
You're just loading slow too.
I seduced the iceberg.
It's just
Oh
saying
my God.
this is a bad brew. This is a bad brew. I'm like, I know I own the book. I know for a fact. Give
You're
me
a bad brew.
Give
You're
me
a bad brew.
the information I want, you son of a bitch. Let me see here.
I own all the books.
I posted
Give it to
Not
me.
not all, but close.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Cool. But not cool. Where the fuck? I'm
Cool,
mad.
but not cool.
I'm mad.
John, I
And
believe
just
in you.
just like that, we slipped past whatever creature was there.
That's not true.
But
That's
I
not true at all.
don't
Okay.
necessarily.
So I need someone to
believe in
write
Roll20.
the shit that I'm about to. No, I'll just fucking copy paste it.
Okay. So we ran into a ship.
No.
Okay.
Thanks, Italian.
Okay, that's
Okay.
that. Damage threshold's 15. What'd you say you got on the roll?
59.
Cool. Cool.
Oh no.
Got more than double.
So
Triple, actually.
59 minus 15, and then that'd be 44 minus 400. Okay, so you take a substantial amount of damage to the ship. You don't damage the keel in the effort, but you do damage the hull of the ship sufficiently enough to cause you kind of a bit of concern. So your ship now has 356 hit points instead of 400. And you feel confident in that it could have been worse. You did pass your check, so
Okay.
again, it would have been double the number of dice rolled instead had you barreled right into it. That said, you maneuver back onto course, and with the dice roll that you've got, the damage is not repaired fully. This is kind of more structural damage that needs to be repaired at a dock, but Ikentheth is able to make it so it doesn't cause water to start like coming aboard.
Caster would help with mending for whatever it's worth too.
More than fair. Okay, so
Okay.
you managed to make it through the day to the end of the day, and then the last day we covered it already. You managed to make it through both days and make it to Swordbreak.
Okay.
As you approach on the coast, about here-ish, and I'll put a marker to indicate it, you see that there's a bit of a cliff kind of rising up out of the jungle, and extending out from the cliff are massive, like, port docks, but kind of hanging out in the sky. This looks like it is a sky port. It's kind of present over top of Swordbreak, kind of off to the western side.
Fancy.
Or northern side. It's kind of weird positionally. The point is as you approach, you can see the town of Swordbreak.
Okay.
But you can't see it because Roll20 is really just doing me in today. It's not as bad as last week system was.
Yeah, damn it.
We're having a great time comparatively.
Still believe in you.
But we are definitely having some issues. Did it switch? Did the music change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
Hey,
great.
I've seen this town before.
Oh yeah.
Is that a rail?
We've been here before. Yep. So not us, but collective. The unit has been here before.
Ooh.
Okay. So as you can see, there are not a lot of spaces for you to maneuver a large ship such as your own into Swordbreak. The only space that you will be able to dock, in essence, and let me see if I can't. Oh God, let's go back to the questing Bonnie map. Grab that girl. And I believe this map size is twice as large. Let me double check.
It's a big one.
Well, no, yeah, it's a whole ass town on a map. Yep.
Big ass map.
We are at 0.25. That means that we are 1/4 the size. Okay, so there's gonna be a massive ship that just appears. Okay, just give me a second.
Okay.
Ah!
Oh wait, I lied.
That's just the sail.
The sails.
just the sail.
That's all we need. All we need is the sails.
Don't you start with me. All right, let's try that one more time. Seamless transaction we got going here.
Magic.
I genuinely
Yeah.
not expect.
Damn, my ship is big.
John, your green screen looks great.
Thank you. Wait, was that a sarcasm?
And when have I ever been sarcastic? But no, not in that particular instant.
Just then? Was it just then? Is that the time that you were sarcastic?
That'll never hold up in a court of law. You can't prove that.
You're like, what? Was that sarcasm? Maybe.
Fuck around and find out, Jonathan.
Oh my god.
I just broke John GPT.
So this will definitely change the size of it. But it definitely is possible for you to maneuver into the larger docks, but it will definitely, be a bit more difficult for you to maneuver out. So you'll kind of be locked in,
Can we
or you
We-
can go ahead.
Toad.
can we back up? Like, can we parallel park? Not parallel park, but can we back up into the space?
You want to do one of these?
Yeah,
The reverse.
reverse into that bitch. You know what I mean?
Frankly, I'll allow it.
Okay.
If it helps, Castia could control water to direct some waves to make it.
Yeah. So,
We just got the rowboats out and kind of just pulled it in.
Skirt, skirt.
do you want to be the one that pilots it into that position? Doing it backwards is going to be harder. But do you want to be the one that does it? Do you want Hanel to be the one that does it, or do you want Lose to be the one that does it? It's dexterity based.
Yeah, no say. Hell yeah.
Okay, Lose is primary. You're secondary. Lose, if equals water, you have an advantage because Orlandis is helping.
Okay.
If equals water dex.
Wow,
Thank
I'm gonna need
God.
inspiration.
No. You had advantage. You had
You have
advantage.
Oh wait, that's right.
Orlandis is
Yeah.
helping.
Never mind. We're
So-
good. We're good.
The wind and waves in this area are heavy, and it is quite a bit choppy. But you manage to bring the ship in towards the port. Before you make it there, a pair of small ships kind of rush out to meet you. It looks like they are puttering on some kind of like artificed engine. They move out, and when you see them, the fronts of them appear to be covered with this kind of almost lacquer-like consistency, kind of substance on the front of them, almost as if somebody like dipped them into like wax or something, and like it's sealed the fronts with this kind of hardened surface. A halfling kind of rushes up to the front of the lead ship and yells out to your craft, and as you're kind of maneuvering, basically coordinates with you. Assuming that you are someone that belongs here, and they help you in this process as well, bumping into your ship with their ships to kind of level you out as the ship's moving backwards. They're confused at first because you're turning about, but once they realize what you're trying to do, they accept it and back you into the space. Once they've done so, you're free to, once you've kind of landed there, you're free to drop
Anchor.
no. Well, yeah, that too, but the other one.
Don't say drop trowel. That's a whole different game.
We're gonna drop that little ladder thing or the stairway thingy,
That.
whatever it's called.
Gangplank.
The gangplank?
Drop the
Gangplank.
gangplank. Thank you.
A big ass poster.
Drop the gangplank. You can maneuver about the island as you please. I'm going to go ahead and zoom us in on our space here. But as you kind of, take position here, you can see that there aren't many other ships present, but there are still quite a few people on the docks that seem to be doing loading gigs. Losei, you've been around ships. Astrogoth more so with the traveling, and Ravik also more so with the traveling. It looks like they're staging. It doesn't look like they just received these things. It looks like they're prepared to send this shit out. And Bravik, I need you to make a perception check.
Uh-oh. Perception.
15 is sufficient. So it looks like the markings that are present on here appear to be of a bandit origin. You are familiar with an individual known as the Bandit King of Levidia, who rules in the southern side of that city, and it appears that these are being sent to him or are being sent by him. These are his crates. The Bandit King is the lord of all of the thieves' guilds that you've ever heard of, all of the other situations that are present in Levidia, obviously not the Kengo or other organizations. But they're
Were the
probably
Pirate King and the Bandit King buddies?
no. But it is a very common trope in this region for the person who is on top just to be called a monarch.
Everybody's a lord. Everybody's a king.
It sounds cool. It's the end thing to do. So you want to become the Bard King is what I'm trying to tell you.
You
I already
mean
thought I
not?
was.
Bard King
Yeah, I'm the Bard
Astrogoth.
King.
It's like
I'm the Bard King.
it's like the ending of Conan, but it's like Astrogoth, and like instead of the sword, like the destroyer sword, it's like the tuba of wishing.
Gosh.
Yeah, and then I punch a camel randomly.
Just punch a camel for no reason. There are no camels present.
Ooh.
No camels were harmed in the making of this
Because they've all been punched already.
D&D session.
How do you think I became the Bard King? It's because there's no camels around.
The Pirate King was not made of rubber.
But he does like food.
And he did not even tell us, like... I guess it's because nobody asked him, but he didn't tell us where his treasure was.
True.
He didn't
Asti
even
question.
tell us about the One Piece.
Asti question wasn't there, so...
The One Piece is real.
Focus up, people. So the docks
All right.
are
All right.
currently
Lots of
being
covered
worked.
in crates.
This map is quite large, so unless the miniature or the token is absolutely required for me, I'm not placing it. For you, feel free to place it for reference. That's perfectly acceptable. But the people that are present, kind of working on the docks, are laborers, mostly Janaran folk. There are a couple Kennelborn who are present, and then there are a couple of Goliaths who are kind of present, working hard. I don't know if Kennelborn was an option for this game, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was.
Okay.
I think you said every race. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was in your handout because I know it dropped in the threshold start.
Oh.
You guys were like the second or third one. I just wanted to be sure
Yeah. It was. It was.
because I know I splashed in
It was
Rat-
unique.
rat
Yeah. It
folk.
was,
I splashed in rat folk for you guys.
Mhm.
I just couldn't remember if I took out Kennelborn for them or left them in. I know I took Dromite out for you guys though.
Yeah.
Because it didn't make sense that there'd be one.
why not?
And you wouldn't let us play slimes.
Yeah. Well, at the time it was weird because Spelljammer was weird, but
Yeah.
okay. So there's there's workers.
Do those individuals that were on the little artifice? Do they come up?
No, actually, their boats seem to head towards this little island kind of present here.
Okay.
And looking at it as you pass it by, it definitely looks like the buildings on that little like island are much rougher in condition than the buildings that you can see on the northern coast.
Okay. So Orlandus would tell his major domo that when, just in case we don't come back by nightfall, to let the night crew know where we are.
Of course.
Yeah. And then whoever wants to come, Orlandus would go check out that area, see if there's a hierarchy. Or he'll ask the dock workers.
Sure, yeah,
They're
that's a
willing
good
to
place
know.
to start.
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk up to one of the dock workers. Goliath man kind of looks at you. Yeah.
Is there a sort of magistrate or any kind of hierarchy here?
Imagine a what now? And then the guy next to him says, Magier, no, the conglomerate hasn't been here for decades. Get the fuck out of here. And then the Kennelborn says, no. He said magistrate. It's a cop. Oh, cops? Yeah, the guards are, kind of does a little shifty shift and then points. And he'll point over across the water towards what looks like a building kind of up on top of like a high point. And I'm going to mark this. This is for your notes, and it's also for just reference. Building 31, that will be what is designated to you as the guardhouse. And I know watching Cat for is fun.
That's great.
He's just
Keep it up.
really into hanging out on the desk today.
You know, he wants to be a star.
So, after they point that out, he's going to ask him, so, if that is the guardhouse, who actually has power in Swordbreak?
Power? What do you mean?
Who runs this town?
Nobody.
It
Kind
is
of-
free.
It's an association of high houses, mainly. Just depends on where you're at, really. There's a large grouping of halflings that live on the south side of town. They have their own space and they fight for it tooth and nail. They don't want anybody passing past their barriers or borders. There's a grouping of, folks like us just living day in, day out, making money, worshiping on the Day of Dan when we, you know, feel like it. When we aren't too drunk from the day before. Am I right, my guys? Am I right? There's a couple of folks here that are church-going folks. Besides a couple of individuals who sell what they sell. Plenty of people who are very mercantile. Swordbreak's pretty well. It's a very reputable town. We get a lot of traffic from Lavidia. We get a lot of traffic from even further up north, even as far up as Dayet. I know there's been some people who've passed through here that were from Sorrowgate even. Sounds like you kind of have a bit of a Parnan tone to you. So, where are you from? Where do you hail from?
I am also from Sarrowgate. Can you... do you know if they are still here?
No, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to the ins and outs of folks passing through. Just
What a tourism bureau.
come through our ports, then that's where to do it. If you're looking for information, though, I mean, if you're looking for some information, I would suggest trying to visit one of the fine establishments, either in the promenade, and when he says the promenade, it obviously leads to a quizzical look from you and then a pointing from him. And bear with me here while I map that. So the promenade is number 63.
Okay.
And yeah, we're starting to kind of get a gravity for how many numbers we're going to be seeing on this map.
I
Buildings.
remember how
Okay.
many there were.
Flash ping it to there. So this is about a 4-story building with kind of a strange kind of structure to it. It's almost like an apartment building, right? It has like a exterior kind of walk around it, and it seems that this exterior walk is kind of connected to shop facings, and it almost looks like it's hollow as well, like there are shop facings on the interior as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
you could go to the promenade, or you could go to... if you're looking for something a bit more fancy, I know you Parnid folk or nobility or what have you, you could go to the Antique Rest Tea and Tap Room. And then he'd kind of point. If you go past the guard house, follow the road down to its terminus, or to where it ends. I wouldn't know a word like terminus. I'm just a dock worker.
Okay.
There's a nice little space there that's got a kind of open, like tables and stuff. I've never been. Sounds nice.
You said antique, rustic?
Antique Rest Tea and
Oh,
Tap.
rest.
Antique Rest is the name of it. Tea and Tap is what it is.
Oh, okay. Antique rest, tea, and tap. Okay. That's the guardhouse.
And that's in the promenade.
No.
No, that's past
No.
the guardhouse.
Sorry, I'll snap in.
Oh,
Past
27,
31.
I see.
Yep.
Alright, so let
Sorry, I
me...
missed the number.
No worries.
27?
Those seem
The
like
map is giant.
decent enough places for you to get on. If you're interested in praying, I know some folks are, especially after a long travel. Shrine to Atavius gestures straight to where probably everyone's looking, but we'll confirm for sure. Right across the way there. You can go there, pray for safe travels when you're leaving, or if you're into praying to the Tavius or not, it's up to you. And then the Temple of Alawain's a bit more of a hoity-toity church. We go, like I said, sometimes, but only when we're able to put on our dance finest,
The Temple of Alawain is in the same building?
No. Sorry. He points back towards... You head down to Antique Rest, take a left, follow the road down that way, and it'll snake around kind of up the hill a bit. and it'll be a really bright kind of pink looking
The pink
building.
one.
Gotcha. All right.
Number 19.
It's pink.
And I'll
Okay.
snap ping for the people watching at home.
All right.
Okay,
I thank you for this information.
no problem.
He's gonna toss him like 2 gold.
Thank you. Pockets that. Very happy with the transaction.
Bradley's gonna nudge Jonas and be like, "What about the repairs?"
I will go to the building 63.
Well, do you ask that guy about it?
Oh yeah. If he still
Oh.
wants to.
Oh, repairs are mandatory. You can't leave Swordbreak unless your ship's up to snuff. I believe the inspectors will be here probably in an hour or so. You just arrived. They're probably forming up the paperwork. If you're interested in speaking to them, either before or after, you can just check out the trade log route that they've got placed in their offices. Points to the very large building right on the shore there. The kind of reddish brick roofed one. Number 42.
Terracotta.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's where. Okay.
And I'll snap ping.
Did he give me the name of the building?
Yeah, he says it's the Trade Bureau.
Bureau. How the fuck do you spell bureau?
Yeah, I didn't because my words weren't actually coming out correctly, and I was on the wrong section of my notes. So I was actually what's known as bumbling. Is the term, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Just want to make sure that's clear.
Shit.
Fucking
Okay.
asshole. Call me out on my own fucking show.
I could.
You could.
Ravik and Losei, how do you guys feel about gaining some information in 60 in the merchant?
Now who's bumbling?
No, really, the promenade.
The promenade up here.
Yeah,
We could go do that.
and
Or
then
you're gonna stay here to do the inspector stuff?
yeah, I'm gonna go do the inspector things, and then we could have.
Remember, you have a whole ass crew who is also kind of working towards disembarking.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. I want.
Do you want me to follow some of them to the tavern?
Yeah. Gain some information like that. And then Cassie, I kind of want her to stick with Benild. Benild, I said that wrong.
Hana?
Bethel?
No, Bethild, yeah. Jesus.
Filled.
Sorry.
Too many
My
Bethild,
family, you son of a bitch!
your family. And then maybe follow Astragoth, just to get some R&R at the tavern. How do you feel about that, Cassia?
That's fine. Some of the boys probably need to not be back.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell everyone who's awake right now. I'm going to drop them 50 personal gold. I'm going to tell them just get some rest, get some beers, get some food. And then I'm going to give the other 50 gold to Boltef for the night crew. So they can get some rest and beer and gold.
Oh
Is
my
that 50
god.
each?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that.
How to become everyone's
know-
best friend.
I know, dude. Like some
You know
of
what the
these
beer
people,
costs?
their like
Their salaries are-
6-month salary is 150 gold.
Yeah, but no one wants to spend their own money on,
Give them like 20.
I'm like 10.
Yeah, or
Like
10.
copper.
I want them to go
It's
all
not
out.
a gold piece is not like $5. It's like handing like a 20.
So should I give him like
So he's
Each,
he's like parsing the gold, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about giving 50 to the crew," and Lose's like, "No."
No, as the treasurer.
so should I do like 20 each?
do like 15.
15 each? Okay, so
Still super generous. He said 50, and I thought he said 15. And then he said 50 again, and I was like,
all right, so 15 each.
I'm not coming back.
Like, yeah, like,
Like, I'm
All
just
right.
going to stay in here for a month.
like, be generous to him, but like,
Jesus,
I
Captain.
don't know. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
that's
I'm
like
sorry.
that's like 2 months' wages for
Okay,
some of
okay.
That's
them.
like Luffy
Okay.
levels of irresponsibility.
I'm sorry, okay? All right, I'm
You
gonna
don't have
give
to
him.
be
I'm from a noble house. I don't know the value of money.
And
I'm
Loki's
thinking
like,
of the Arrested
"Fucking what? And
Development
I had to
thing
do
of like
this
how
shit
much.
all the time."
So 15
I
each.
wipe my ass with gold coins. What do you mean?
That's the real reason she had to leave.
Don't wipe your ass with gold coins.
Oh no.
So 15 each,
It's like
and
3
then
shells.
he's gonna head to the trade bureau.
Okay. So let me make sure I've got it correct. Orlandis, you were heading to the Trade Bureau by yourself.
Unless no, Haneld's not awake, and then my
No,
first
no, no, no,
mate.
no, no, no. You're docking. That's a very different circumstance. Yeah, she would have been
Oh,
ready to cycle.
oh, so then hell yeah, I'll take her. I'll take her if she's
Okay.
awake.
So you
Fuck
and
yeah.
Honnold. All right.
Because my first mate and my little rat folk, they're going to 63.
Lose and Vravik are going to the promenade.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would mention to Lose that these are the bandit lord's crates. And I would let her know it's like a big deal over in Harm.
Well, let's not touch them.
We might be able to ship them though. Man. Looks like they need ships.
Okay. And then Castia and Sarth and Astrogoth, was it?
Yeah.
Where are we going? We're going to the nice, fancy tap room. The antique rest and tap.
I believe that was
Yeah.
the plan.
Yep.
Okay.
Going to the tavern, baby. Fancy.
And all right, who do we want to do with first? Your choice.
You could do me last. You can do me last. Because I don't think it's too important.
Yeah, I don't care about who's going last. I care about who's going first because that's what we're trying to do. So I
wanna
appreciate the
see-
volunteering for last, but
I want to see Castia
okay.
in the
Okay,
fancy
yeah.
place. I just want
And
to
family.
see
For it.
how she does.
Cassie and the hooligans.
So you make your way over there. Ballfield kind of looks at the place from a distance and is kind of like, I don't know. And Astrogoth, you're looking at the place from a distance and you're kind of like, okay. It looks.
Now this
This is an
Is,
establishment.
this is Priam.
It definitely looks very, very nice. The exterior has like shining silver wind chimes. There is kind of like a just a aesthetic that's been kind of present here. It's just very much cultivated. It's not just something that was kind of slapped together. Looks like the flowers that are on like display here, all of the kind of bushes and placement of like tables and everything is intentional and very, very, very gorgeous. Walking up the steps and entering into the place, the interior has a very beautiful smell, a mixture of kind of like high class alcohols and beers, as well as like a bouquet of different teas kind of present. Looking in the space, there's quite a few people here as we're kind of looking at mid-morning time that we, or mid-afternoon time we kind of arrived. So you're looking at a pretty like, late lunch slash early dinner kind of like cast of people. So it's not as full as you presume it could be, but it's definitely got a lot of folks present. A woman behind a counter says out loud, "Hello, welcome to Antique Rest. Can I help you, gentlemen? And ma'am? Ma'am and gentlemen? And more gentlemen?"
And more, ma'am, because Balthild's also there.
Yeah, she said Balthil. Cassia. Two ma'ams. Several gentlemen.
So many gentlemen.
Can I help you? Do you have reservations?
Do we need reservations?
What's a reservation?
It is preferred. However, we do have some possibility for available seating. She kind of looks over. Just you do have a large group. If maybe there were half of your number, it would be easier to seat you. Um, I could potentially seat a couple of you outside, a couple of you inside. Is that fair? Or if you want to wait for a full table where you all can sit together, it might be a bit, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Is that
That's fine.
acceptable? Okay.
What's the reservation?
What's a reservation?
It's like waiting in line, except you're not actually doing it.
Then
That doesn't make any sense.
Then what's the point? She kind of like,
When we went to the Rusty Blade, we never had to wait.
fumbles with her logbook and kind of like does some things behind the scenes. Sitting kind of outside as you kind of are, gesture to kind of not block the door. You would see that outside you can see that there's a building attached to this building. Let me snap ping it. Kind of on the opposite side of the exterior dining area. And you can see that the flags that are kind of hanging from the antique rest and the markers that are kind of on them seem to denote a similar symbol to the ones present on that house. And it looks like a residence, like a manor house. The symbol in question looks like a dragon's claw, kind of like arched upwards on a yellow field. So it's like a kind of reddish colored dragon's claw on a yellow field. And there's Draconic kind of writing underneath. And if either of you speak Draconic, you'd be able to read it. If you don't speak Draconic, it looks like a name, like a surname, like a house name.
What does that say, Astragoth? You could read the thing in the temple before?
Well, yes, I can. I'd have to use magic, but I have a feeling that we can probably just ask our beloved host here, and I'll
Walk back
Well, we
in.
have to make a reservation for the answer.
no.
You step inside. When you speak to the hostess, she'll say that.
I won't.
Oh, you're not doing it?
No. I'm just saying I won't have to make a reservation.
Oh, got it. She would say that it says Havath. House Havath is the owners of the antique rest and the home in question. They also have a number of different holdings to the south of here, beyond the halfling Phalanx.
Thank you for the information.
Of course. Standing there, kind of waiting. It's pretty quiet and boring. But you'll notice that there are a couple of people who look like they're guard types, kind of noticing you and doing typical cop shit, like profiling you.
Caster
Ash.
will very helpfully wave at them.
They don't seem to care about you. They very much care about the bugbear. who-
Racist fucks.
The guards are a bit, yes. And again, I want to make sure. Again, we've discussed it a couple of times before, but I just want to make sure it's back on the table. If I ever cross a line, if I ever do anything that is like subject matter you'd rather not be in the setting, I'm fine with you saying cut it. I'm okay with that. But yeah, the guards are bigoted.
You down with OPP? I'm down with OPP.
Well, I mean,
I imagine Astrogoth kind of knows that, but he's gonna play it off as they're just staring at him because he looks nice, because he doesn't really want to belie the fact that he notices that, I guess.
because it might show fear. Yeah, I get you. Understandable. So you kind of play it off. They definitely seem to kind of linger a bit longer than would be necessary or recommended for guards just passing by, but eventually they do fuck off, and you do wait there for quite some time before the hostess kind of calls out for you, stating that she now has a seating arrangement for you outside. It'll be one large table with a total of 6 seats, and you currently have the 3 kids: Sarth, Cassia, Balthild, and Astrogoth. So you're one over. And she says she's also secured a second table with seating for 2. So you can divvy that out how you'd like. But there isn't the 6 capacity of the larger table. It's too many for like there to be another seat. You get what I mean? Like, so you're gonna
Are
have
the
to.
tables near each other, or
Yeah, they're very close. They're these right here. Oh,
Oh yeah, you
I'll
guys.
snapping.
my main goal with getting a table was that in case other people showed up,
Yeah,
you could
so
sit there.
it
But
look it
if
looks like you could probably finagle like another seat, and you technically have one more than you need. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Because you have 6 and 2, and that other one could have a third, but it's just like more of a romantic kind of two-seater deal. But yeah, you could have like 6 at the table, the large table, and 3 at the smaller table. You currently
Okay.
have 7, so there's 2 more seatings available. You sit, and maybe 15 or 20 minutes later, you'll eventually get service. A young man, very finely dressed, hair kind of cut neatly about his face, comes out with a menu and a tray. The tray is tiered, so it has like multiple levels on it. And it kind of sets it out in front of you. And it has different types of bread kind of assorted on the tiered plates, with all sorts of different types of like jellies and jams kind of present on the tiered plates as well. He then kind of quickly puts out small goblets in front of you, and pours from a oh god, what's the name of the big bottle? It's a fancy.
Decanter?
Canter.
Well, no, it's a fancy fresh French word. It's like starts with the C.
Oh, carafe.
Yeah, it's a carafe of water, and it's a giraffe of water, and he pours you some
A
giraffe.
croissant? Sorry.
Try to be fancy with it. Just leave.
He pours the giraffe water, and then he says, "These are just the starting offerings. I, of course, have placed the menu up before you. The specials for today, as always, um, the squid balls, very nice, and the tea on offer for today is the halfling leaf, and the um, spirits of choice. As you're talking, as he's talking, it almost looks like he's kind of distantly looking out towards the north from where you're standing. So like you're here, right? And it's almost like he's distracted by something over that way, like over to the north. Baby cats. Okay, seriously, dude.
Is it Jimmy?
it's baby cats.
You see baby cats, they're fighting, and he's like, wow, baby cats. Dope.
I love cats.
I would say that Castria has pulled Sarth over to the 2-seat table to catch up, but
Yeah.
she's probably keeping an eye over on like Astrogoth to pick up cues on what to even do with this stuff. But
So are Astrogoth and Balfield like mommy and daddy, and then you've got the 3 other kids, and then like the young teenage kid and his girlfriend are like what over there. it's like
Sure.
family's going out to dinner. Everybody, we're heading on over to OK Corral, fucking Texas Roadhouse or some shit. But you accidentally end up going to like some fancy digs.
Shoot out at it every night.
this isn't the Waffle
Isn't
House.
there like a restaurant called OK Corral? Am I crazy?
No, that's Golden Corral.
Golden
Okay,
Corral?
Yeah, it's Golden
is
Is where the
Corral.
shooting happened? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Brent
That's the
Brent
greatest family outing you'll ever get.
Brent in the chat has definitely made the greatest suggestion. It's obviously Fazoli's that was desired, but instead you ended up like at a fancy like Italian. What did I do?
I actually learned that
They
Fazoli's
actually ended
owns
up
and
going
operates
to-
a bunch of ghost kitchens, like those restaurants on like Grubhub and stuff. Apparently, they just operated a bunch of those, and
What
Yeah.
Fazoli's did?
yeah,
Nice, smooth. Focusing up though, it does look like he's kind of just staring off in that direction for some reason.
So I'll take a look to see what he's looking at. But while doing that, I would like to make a request for an order of the squid balls and the
Of
the
course,
halfling leaf tea.
very good, very good. Do you see that? He kind of points when he sees that you kind of change your attention, and he's kind of pointing at just space above the buildings, and it would basically be kind of like open air, like over in this direction. over top whatever.
like above the building.
Above,
Or-
that's not a building. You don't see a building here. It's a hole in the ground.
Okay, I wasn't sure which way it was going.
Yeah, it's going down.
Okay.
But I'll go ahead and notate this as 49A. Yes, there are subletters, everyone. But yeah, you don't see that. You just see like open space above where that is that he's kind of pointing at. Do you see that? And when you look over there, you don't see anything.
I'm not seeing anything, my friend. What caught your eye?
It's like a weird. There it goes again. And at that moment, Castia, make a perception check.
Damn.
So
That's really
Astrogoth, you don't see it, but for some reason it catches in your twilight sight, Castia. You see as like a green streak kind of like fizzles across the air in the shape of a large square tower for just a second. Almost as if like a sheen of it kind of just rippled in reality.
Do you guys have a show?
No. No. Wait, did you see it too? Over where the Magir's Tower used to be?
I saw a tower.
Oh, fuck.
It came back in, I don't know, like a month ago? And then it disappeared after those weirdos left, and
What weirdos? We might know them.
conglomerate folk. There was a fawn and a kennelborn with a big shield, and lizard folk. Goliath.
We don't know those. We don't know those weirdos. Not those.
Goliath,
We know a lot.
Goliath I didn't see, actually, so I'm going to go ahead and rescind that one. I did see Dromite that was involved.
What's that? Castiel pull out the notebook from James Abbott and start flipping through, trying.
It's like a halfling, but like a bug, too.
We saw some bugs earlier. Big.
Cool.
Not like those.
Oh.
He'll kind of like, just for a second, kind of look back in that direction and seeing that there's nothing happening again, kind of finish taking your orders and kind of head back in. I'll leave your space there as we move from that position to the promenade. So a lot of the people that disembark your ship, Orlandis, you would note, do kind of head in that direction. It's almost like me, like being put in the same vicinity as a pie with like the scent trails. Like they're just kind of like floating towards the promenade because it seems to be the place to go for people who want to get drunk cheaply, and also eat food that isn't not really prepared. Because I don't remember you folks having much of a cook.
Nope.
Mr. Goth's our cook.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah, I took the chef role.
That's right.
Yeah.
How dare you,
thought,
John?
I'm sorry. I thought he was the singer.
He can do
A
both.
person can have more than one
Our singing
talent.
Chef. He's a singing chef.
He's basically
it's
our
like
Benihana chef. Like, he
it's-
does all the tricks and sings. It's a whole show.
Yeah, I'm my
Dinner and a show.
Bardic College of Cookery.
College of Cookery.
And this is where
Every time you get Bardic inspiration,
We
he
have
just,
to-
like, makes one of those, like, onion towers and lights it on fire.
Oh God, he's a hibachi chef.
we have to doot the meat to make sure it's nice and tender.
I love it. That's it. When I use one of my magic spells, it's a squirt bottle and just set it on fire.
Prestidigitation.
Every so often, instead of an Eldritch Blast that you do, you just light it on fire.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, and if it's a heal, you have to get it in your mouth.
Material components required. Benihana's hat. I can make this egg disappear and then like flip it up with your knife into your hat. And then do the Okay, anyways, focusing back up. So the promenade has a number of different establishments in it, and you can see that there are different access points to kind of ascend the space. When you kind of enter into it, it's like an open air mall, kind of. There's a couple of spaces that are just like hallways that are kind of cored out of the structure and kind of move into the interior structure. And you can see that the center on ground level isn't great. It looks like a bunch of wreckage is kind of just present, like old junk. But you also notice that the ground you're standing on at that point doesn't feel like it's solid. Everywhere else has felt pretty solid. But in the center of the promenade on ground level, for whatever reason, it definitely feels like there's something beneath you. And realizing that, Vravik and Lose, you're also aware that it's probably the case that a lot of the interior of the brick and structure you've been walking on, though it felt sturdy, may not be solid, might be hollow. So there might be more to this town than just this massive map I've displayed to you thus far.
Oh shit.
Heading up the stairs and looking for kind of a place to eat, if you're looking for something like that, you would find that Asilius and Kieran have kind of focused in on a place that sells skewers, all different types of skewers, pig meat, fish, vegetables, just all sorts of just, very simply cooked meats, as well as large pints of, pints are pints, but large beverages, pint-sized
Well,
beverages.
there's the British pint, and then there's the American pint.
These are
The British pint's bigger.
These are Vendarin pints, so they're like northern men pints. They're the big pints. They come in pints. So this place seems to be, for bang for your buck, the best. And Asilius and Kieran will gesture for you to come over if you want to sit with them. But if you have business in the promenade besides, if you're looking for something specifically, you don't have to.
We'll see why not.
Okay. So Asilius, as you kind of walk up and kind of get ready to sit down, he says, if you're going to eat here, really simple system, just stand in line. And he points over and you see like there's a line of maybe 4 or 5 people kind of standing near like a open window, and behind it there's like a bunch of cookery kind of happening behind him. Stand in line. There's a menu on that wall there, and then just place your order and come back and sit with us when you're done, and you've got your food. Kieran says, you can have some of mine. I probably shouldn't have ordered the fish. I'm not a fan. If you're into that kind of thing.
Vravik takes it.
Yep.
Downs it in one go.
Just very quick. Kieran goes, and Asilius, again, offers nothing of his food to anybody else. Kieran just offers 2 skewers with fish on them, one of which is already gone. But did you have something that you were looking for, just trying to keep the nuance of it? Is there anything in particular in the promenade you were seeking out besides what you've... just food and rest?
I think we're seeking out a bit of information on the town. Just
Gotcha.
finding out
General information.
General information, like what's this town about.
Perfect. So the 2 of you, if you have persuasion, I believe. Let me double check. Persuasion. If you have persuasion, you can make the gather information skill trick check. So, as we discussed last time this was done, you can also throw in some currency to add liquid to it. I have a set amount, again, which you don't get to know, which makes it so you have advantage, and also any amount you put in will change the DC of the check. But I have the DC set. I have the number of coin you need to throw to make it a better possibility. Help is not an option unless you both have persuasion trained.
20.
20 gold?
No. That's what I got on my roll.
Oh shit, you already rolled. I didn't even see that. Okay. Well then, great. Okay. So information you're able to glean about the town, just general kind of shit that you want to know. The houses the like noble houses are technically the ones that lord over the town. However, they're not lords; they're merchants, and they don't genuinely care about the well-being of other people. It is very much a libertarian's kind of paradise here. They own the land, and so the people who are on it are renting from them. The exception to the house's ownership of these places is the halfling lands to the south. And they're a bit more of a commune, really. They are spiritual in nature. They're very much focused on the Fey line that is present to the south of here. And they kind of keep to themselves, but they're adamant on the laws that deal with property lines. There was an instance where a very large debacle happened when they were constructing near the halfling lands, and they parsed over the property line by inches.
No.
And the halflings did not want any of that. It was literally they literally have stopped the project. The building is still there because just hasn't been torn down, but it's literally encroaching in that it's just touching the wall. You can actually like see it on the map
Is
here.
it this one? Oh, it's that one.
Yeah, it's touching the wall,
Oh my gosh.
which is a no-no, unacceptable. So yeah, there's that. The other thing you'll note is this town used to be sealed in. There was a barrier wall that was built out from the city or the town that blocked in the port area. The town was much lower than it was than now, and that original town was flooded and built over. So there are some parts of the town that you will go to that allow access to the underground town, which is either flooded entirely at this stage, or housing like people who cannot afford the rents that are being put on offer by the houses. And there are also some instances where the guards will go in and try and engage them in a cop-like fashion. But yeah, you can kind of see some of the places where you can see the town underneath the place where they're building. So, like for example, there you can actually see the buildings underneath, and they're trying to build the brick out over top of it using the supports from the building as supports for the ground that they're building. Does that make sense?
That explains why it felt hollow, but okay.
Yeah,
They're quite literally building over it.
they're literally building right over everything. Correct.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Not,
like New
this
York.
does not seem structurally safe.
No, it's not, and also it poses problems for the houses because they're effectively giving away land to people who are willing to like deal with the danger. So that's mainly it on the houses. There have been a number of kind of disturbing disappearances that have happened. This started before the Magier's Tower appeared a month ago, which we'll discuss more in a bit, but has still been happening since. The Magier's Tower situation, a group of conglomerate operatives entered the town under false pretenses, aided the halflings to the south, and then made a tower that had been gone for decades reappear in its foundational base, which has been used as kind of a water quarry area since. The tower then lingered for a few days, but a mob descended upon the gates of, or the door of the tower, and demanded that they leave. And shortly after, they went back into the tower, and the tower disappeared again, having not yet returned.
But
Again,
it's flickering.
yeah, the missing people. Nobody has any leads or any ideas on that. But they know for certain that it has nothing to do with the main criminal element in the town. That criminal element is a gang known as the Cherry Eaters. Apple Eaters. Subsex.
I like cherry eaters better.
Again, it's
Those are nasty.
it's very much important that we don't delineate between the two. There's a difference. But yeah, the Apple Eaters are said to have a hidden away casino in the forest to the north, somewhere in the shadow of the old conglomerate Skyport. The old conglomerate Skyport is called that, but it is still used by the merchants. The main house that maintains hold over it is House Golovin, Golovin. Okay, and that's basically it. There's really not much more beyond that. I'm going to cut to Orlandis for the stinger, for the end of the session. As you're walking up to the location, a person starts walking out of the space. He does not seem to have anybody with him. He seems to be by himself. He's wearing
Okay.
very regal garb. He is a young man. You think maybe of Parnan origin, not for sure. Definitely not a Jernaran. But the individual in question, young, handsome, very much a person that looks like he is also seafarer based on his attire. He definitely has a look to him that is debonair, windswept at the same time, if that makes sense. But the thing that's strange about him that catches you kind of off guard is he seems to be holding something in his hand, like kind of off to the side as he's walking past you. And when you get a look at it, it kind of forces you to do a bit of a double take, because you realize that in his hand he is holding a human head.
Oh,
And the human head in question appears to have exactly the same hair and facial features as he does. And I'll show you a picture of this gentleman. Bear with.
the fuck?
It's a Halloween costume, brah.
This costume,
really
bro.
likes Alexander McQueen. 2018, I think.
Hanild grabs your shoulder as you kind of start to linger, eye-wise, on him for a bit, and pulls you to the side and says, No. That's not a good sign. That's Hadrian.
What?
He's one of the 7 Masters of the Sea. We don't... She kind of waits for a bit, and you can see him kind of like, doesn't seem to notice you two in this whole weird kind of situation. He just walks on, and it looks like he's heading towards the north, like towards the promenade, you'd suppose. And she kind of... Yeah, not great. I didn't know that. He's a very important pirate captain. And potentially a problem for us. Didn't see any other ships, so I don't know what he's doing here. But not exactly the greatest thing to see.
Why would he be an issue for us?
Because this town is well known to be in league with the Bandit King of Levidia. And if he's here, then that means that his ships, his fleet, are probably not too far astride. And that is where we'll end the session for tonight. Thanks for watching those that did, and we'll pick up next week as we get to see one of the 7 Masters of the Sea. And I have a cat now. I have a cute cat.
Oh, that's a really cute cat.
Shimby, he's really mad about, just as an update to the cat trying to get behind the desk. I have set up barricades, but one of the shelves still allows for him to kind of like be up there,
Oh, man.
but not be able to get through the barricade. So he is taken to sitting on the shelf against the barricade, just kind of sadly looking at me the whole time.
Aww.
So
He wants to do his printery.
he can print all he wants. He just can't go back and.
He wants to manage the fuck out of some cabling, is what he wants to do.
For sure.
Also is Gucci 2018.
Thanks for
not
watching.
Alexander McQueen.
Killing the stream.